Today, guys, Bird just popped up and is losing 20 again, so be careful with that one. It's on the move, but who knows where that one's going to flap to. But anyway, for Joey and I, Katina, man, you made me laugh. You can see Neil already setting up at the big screen, but Joey's bicep is so big that it's blocking all of Neil's body. Sorry, Neil. Bro. Double bicep, get it, Neil. All right, guys, we're sending you over to the big boys, Neil and Sean. They're going to be taking you to the afternoon show.
I mean, how can I even compete with that? Like the bird is flapping or whatever that quote was there. That was absolutely fantastic. But yeah, welcome back to the afternoon show there. What a great midday that happened there. Thanks to Luis as well for coming through. Always a pleasure to have him there. We're still in this Tesla trade. It doesn't show it on there, but we're waiting for it to maybe drop out right now through this 386.50 area. And we'll have a quick look to see what Tesla's up to. Everybody get into the chat. We're really excited to have everybody here with the NASDAQ up 0.7 right now. It's an exciting day to once again be a day trader. And the thing about being a day trader, of course, is what you're looking for are stocks with catalysts. Why are certain stocks moving and others not moving? Well, we have our notes every single day at what we're looking for, but right now we're going to go over to the big screen and Neil's going to hit us with a couple examples.
It is all about finding the right catalyst, and oftentimes you'll have names on your watch list. You're like, oh, this is gapping up, or that's gapping up, or that's in the news. We're not. But what really matters is it something is exciting? Is it something that is going to be new? That's the story, and I'm sort of blocking so that you can't see it. You got Tesla and you got Bird. Bird was the word. Well, Tesla, next generation AI chip. What are they? They're a car company. It's autopilot. No, they're doing something new. It's something fresh. And when we talk about Allbird, I'm not making it up. Pivot to AI compute for making shoes. I wish I was wearing my Allbirds today. I have a pair. Maybe I'll never get those again because it's a new business. And that's sort of the idea. You're going to get more explosion in a situation like that. In the case of Bird, and we'll go backwards with this. In the case of Bird, you effectively have stock which is left for the dead. It's almost a penny stock. It's a kind of situation where shorts have been leaning on it for a while. Now you've got something brand new. It's like, well, the litmus has changed, so shorts are covering, and momentum's going with it as well. So you get an all-day parabolic breakout because something is new. Now, it's a little bit more traditional, I think, when you look at a Tesla. This is a name where people have seen breakouts all the time. You could do all kinds of technical analysis on this one on daily charts and all that good stuff. But the difference is, again, this is not like earnings, which we'll get to. You have something which is explosive and brand new, which is the AI chip, and the shift that has already given momentum to the stock. Immediately, one way or another. Myself, I love mean reversion trades. There's not going to be a bigger opportunity than Tesla or Bird today. So whether you're looking at the breakout that I know Sean had, or actually the dip buy or breakout at the open, or the extended range up top, where you're going to get, instead of mean reversions for like 50 cents, you're getting a few dollars in this one, and it didn't even get to VWAP, the explosion is there. This wasn't Tesla reporting earnings when nobody looks at them as a car company anymore. This wasn't Allbirds telling you about how many sneakers they sold. These were fundamental shifts in the business, or being reported as a headline, which gives you the expected moves or greater than expected moves that you're looking for. Extended range just mean more opportunity. Whatever style of trade you are, you're just going to have a bigger opportunity in either case.
I mean, excellent example right there. What we're looking for is catalyst, and I think you just absolutely nailed it right there with the catalyst movement there, the sector relevance as well. Funny that a shoe company goes right into AI. You could see Allbirds there, great example. And also the market timing, right? Both of those moves obviously happened there right off the open with some context in the pre-market. It's really hard to find stocks that can follow through. So you're looking for stocks that have headlines, but only one, of course, becomes tradable. Let's go back to Neil to wrap this thing up.
Yeah, and you got to wrap it up with the other side of the coin, because ultimately everyone talks about earnings. The thing about earnings is there's all the expectations and all the analysts and multiple names within a sector, and you hear some phrases out there like price to perfection, right? Already at all-time highs. Oh, it's expensive on a P. All of these things that get thrown around and end up as noise, and you can have something like an ASML, which reported and had beats and everything was good, but it's into a triple top and it's expensive. And everybody already knows the story behind the chip space. And so oftentimes, if it's not making new fresh highs, well, this is what you get. You're into that top, and unless you're just, I'm the short seller and I'm skeptical, that's what you're looking at. On a beat, on a big beat, top and bottom. And we see this all the time during earnings season. So there are going to be situations where maybe you have something which is showing you a breakout. Fair enough. But this is one that went in, was already at the top, did not break through on the beat, and then when you're left in a day trade, you can try to catch some bids. You're brave, there's a couple of shots in there, but that's all you're gonna get. And I'm not saying earnings are bad. It's just that as a catalyst for a day trade, they're not always the best. You always want something new, something fresh, something that excites, gets short sellers out, whatever it might be. That is your ticket, much more consistent to get the explosive wins.
Every headline does the market treat equally. And I think that's a perfect example right there that you get earnings much different than other catalysts. So be very, very cautious of that as a trader and judge the headlines for what they're worth. And it's the market that will tell you which one is the go time. So great example there, Neil. And I think, the more that we look at earnings plays, especially heading into earnings season right now, you want to make sure that you're not triple topping, just like that on ASML. Just because it was a great report doesn't mean that it's going to keep on extending through. Remember, the market is forward looking, right? So when you're going through Q1 right now, that's already happened. So what we look for is what does it look like moving forward, and especially when you run into some resistance over there. And I think a perfect example was a stock that we sat here and talked about, and we didn't do anything about it. I'm going to short, it broke through 200 when I wasn't here during lunchtime, but it's just this trade right there, the $200 level, right? Another example there, not only triple topping on ASML, and there's lots of examples of that, the tops happening at random price levels like 52-week highs and whatnot, but also check this name out right here. Like, this is just a straight $200 bid. That couldn't get pushed through. They tried it right there on decent volume the second time.
It was a good volume break.
Yeah, exactly. So I don't know what was sitting there.
Well,
did you see?
So in real, I was sitting here and I did take the breakout, and we could have actually talked about failed breakout trades.
Right.
Which it would have been a good example.
That would have been a good example
of how you don't, because I ended up not losing money here for two reasons. One of them was, in a breakout trade, the first push is always like a offer, enter, take what you can get, and I don't care where it goes to. I just want to make sure I get enough out in the first push that if it comes back through, I'm not getting absolutely rinsed. I want to say I didn't get the best look at it because, to be honest, like two things were happening at the same time. But I think it was about 5 million shares.
Okay.
But ultimately, look, NVIDIA's done 127 million
so it's not going to matter.
It's really more about the fact that like everybody and their mother or brother or whatever.
I know my mother was trading it.
Yeah, Deb's maybe.
Yeah, she just messaged me. She's short right now. So
well, there you go.
Good, yeah.
My mom was my mom did currency trading when she was when she worked in the bank years ago. Yeah, I thought I mentioned that, Sharif. Sharif just said no way. No, but like if you looked at what happened yesterday on NVIDIA at 195, it's like hold, and then you get that breakout. So going into this, this is going to be more crowded than it was the day before because the setup worked yesterday. You know that. It worked yesterday. There's probably going to be more people involved, so the reversal could get nasty. And to me, it doesn't mean you don't take it. It just means I'm probably a little bit tighter of a stop, and I'm a little bit more aggressive on the first push. Like when everyone else is like, it's going, and they're like adding in the quarters, and they're adding in that first $50. I'm like, I want to be aware that it might fail. Now, the other thing we were sort of talking about, the other thing that was going on at the same time, why I didn't get a good look at it, is there was a trend break on Tesla. And the thing about Tesla, I don't know what's going on at 387. 387 is not 187. But I was in Tesla for the standard, there's your trend break, there's your prior high, which eventually went. And I was actually, the weird thing, I contemplated whether I should have been adding to this and then realized, no, you shouldn't. It's just stick to your normal rule. And then the thing, that Tesla's the strongest stock that wasn't Allbirds today. It's the strongest rational stock. Allbirds was hilarious to me. It still kind of is kind of funny, the storyline for that one. Mm-hmm. But I always say, like, if it's a setup that to me is an A and you get wicked out, It shouldn't matter. The stakes on Tesla are higher than they're anywhere else, but it's a wick out. And then if it sets up again, it's a re-entry. And it's just sort of the rules are the rules. And then you go with it. All I will tell you at 300, like right in around here at the 387.5, it was obvious it was a buyer. And when Tesla's or any stock is behaving the way that they are, and all of a sudden it's just churning, and it looks like this wants VWAP. And when sometimes you just see a bid, and you're like, this stock is up that much, and it's going to right to second support. Yeah, someone's buying it. And the funny thing about it is someone was still buying it even when it broke down. So it's going to need like this 387 to 387.5 area or whatever, that dollar range. If you don't chew through that, you got absolutely nothing going on. But for this afternoon, the NASDAQ is all the way up. And the SPY, did we even mention this with the SPY this morning? I don't think so. Load. The SPY, I don't know the exact number, but I'm pretty sure it was like it was less than 50 pennies, I think, from the all-time high.
Oh, really? I said it would happen on Friday.
Yeah, so and again, I don't know, maybe somebody else who was watching it closer. Sometimes you get these wicks, and I don't know, you can read on the chart, but let's just say we came within $1 of the all-time high on the SPY. And I'm totally saying the SPY because I don't have a futures chart up, so ridiculously close to an all-time high test is the best I can tell you.
We have a new position there. It's already 15 cents in the money. I mean, I didn't want to interrupt Neil there. Sorry about that, guys. But there it is, man. We took NVIDIA long. I think it just got exhausted right there, right? That was the flush out. Someone got either stopped out or whatever. There's some nice volume spike there. Last time we spiked volume was when we did make that low. So we just come over here, and I just bought this. Not even a dip. I actually paid more than we could have if we had. I mean, I wasn't looking at it. We were doing our little promo there for the videos, and then we got that long. So right now, there it is, man. Here's another 20 cents in the money, as we call this, stacks on stacks on stacks on stacks right now, because there's another trade coming through for NVDA. And we talked about it's like gambling, man. Like when you're reading the board good here, we only have 2 trades on today. Tesla is just $26 in the money, and we do still have 5% on this trade. So I don't, as a dollar-wise, might be just by the percentage of the dollar, the biggest trade, $29 or whatever, or sorry, 25 right now. But again, it's a smaller one. I am looking to drop out of this if we break 386 right there. So I think I put that in the chat on the midday show. Pretty happy to get it. I was at the gym when this was happening. I think we would have probably stopped out right here on the 50-period break of the 50-period moving average. So I think if that would have been more realistic to stop out there than, wait for it to do all of this. And then I was just using the 200 period now that I'm at my desk. And then, obviously, since we don't have too much left, and this just continues to extend. Wow, NVIDIA, we did good there, man. That was a good, wow, okay. Now we're 50 cents in the money right there on NVIDIA as it's trying to go a little higher right now. So there it goes, man. Ooh, look what I see. Right into the 50-period moving average. All right, so just on this trade, this is a good one because we still have 80% left as here we go, man. Oh, man, I'm going to miss not being here tomorrow. But there it goes, man. Nice move upside right here. And, yeah, just obviously pretty happy with the way this has been moving around. So we'll just continue to support NVIDIA long. And there it is, man, 50 cents in the money. I mean, we put this on 6 minutes ago right there. Now it's 50 cents. So far, so good here. Let's just keep the good times rolling this afternoon. It's Neil, it's I, and we're ready to rock and roll. Put your chats in the chat and let us know what stocks you're trading or not. I'm going to take one more piece out here on NVIDIA because why not? Like I said, we're just sort of watching out for this market. We will have Adara. She's eating right now. I don't know if I saw Sia around today. Yep, Adara will be back at 2:30, of course. She's letting us all know. So we will have live news coverage for you. Neil and I are plugged in as well, to different news sources. So if anything crosses the headlines, trust me, you're not going to miss it here at all. We'll even put the messages right up there. So if you're looking for news, you're looking for trades, you found the right spot right here. And we're just going to have a good time this afternoon like we always do. Right here. Did I tell you that?
I am now listening to news.
Okay, good, yeah. Gia yesterday broke her stick again. I don't know if I told you. The blade broke. So it's like these things, we were talking about that. Like, and it was just, it's not even just how expensive it is. It's like so stupid. Like,
it's very different.
Having kids in sports is like, it just keeps on going and going and going, whether or not it's baseball and you get a new glove or
every single year, kids are young.
And shoes. That's the other thing. Like
new shoes because their feet grew.
The cleats, yeah.
When we were at evaluations for baseball the other.
How did that go?
It went well. It was actually fantastic. I'll get into detail in a quick little second, but I am spying an all-day trend. I love all-day trend breaks, and I get it. I usually say SMCI to the short side, but yesterday, look at the bounce when it broke right around here, like big-time trend, and then was able to bounce like 50 pennies for the afternoon, and it's about 40 cents into the volume-weighted average price. I'm looking for a trend break on SMCI, from VWAP to double bottom. Once it breaks this trend line, and again, all-day trend line, I want to look for long into VWAP. No, evaluations went fantastic.
Oh, good.
Like it was, they did fielding. Evaluation is just when they're picking teams. Like the coaches want to be able to pick reasonable and fair teams. An even team, so they want to evaluate all the players. So they did pull downs, which is how hard you can throw, how accurate you can pitch. That was a gong show for 9U.
Yeah.
Her group had 9 people in it. You got 5 throws to hit the target. 3 of the 9 hit the target once on their throw.
What?
And Erin had a rough day. She only hit it once. And then she kind of, I don't know, one of them was close, but I call it 1 out of 5. The best kid was 2 out of 5.
Okay.
Because like most of them haven't pitched from a mound, and they also told them to go from the stretch.
Pitching?
And I taught Erin from the windup, so she was really not used to from the stretch, and that was an issue. But they did pull downs. She was like the second fastest thrower.
Okay.
They did fielding. She was flawless there. And then they did like hitting off a tee for your velocity, is how hard you hit it, and then how consistent you hit pitching. Like they gave you 5 tries, like how many times you made contact. Again, it's just for choosing teams. There's one coach I coached with last year, and I already told him, I go, look, man, I'd prefer if I can to work with him again, because I thought he was a great coach, and Erin loved him. His daughter was a great player. His son might be playing rep. We'll see.
Yeah.
Anyways.
Yeah, rep is, you should get Erin to play rep. Ever since obviously I coach rep and Gia plays rep, and it's amazing. She plays on all-girls team, and she's been doing that now for 5 years.
They just added an all-girls 11.
Oh, nice.
So next year she'll be 10. So I'm thinking, my daughter, she plays with the boys now.
Yeah.
So if she's still,
so does
you never
Gia.
know. As long as she's into baseball still, I think she'll probably pivot to that.
Yeah, she will.
The all-girls team.
You want to travel. It's fun to travel and do all that.
But she also really loves basketball, and I know the time is eventually coming.
Guys,
where
the market is really not ripping, to be honest with you.
USO's at
people
LOP.
in the chat saying market ripping. The market's going up. I mean, it is a nice move upside here. You just mentioned USO. We're not avoiding the market. I mean, it's just I'm already long. We're 26 in the money on one and 40 cents on the other, and we do have our stop orders in there. We can start looking at other names for sure for everybody. I mean, put it in the chat what you want us to look at. We did write down SMR today as a potential long. We saw the good catalyst yesterday with the British government putting some money into nuclear, and then SMR was up 7 or 8% yesterday. And then of course today, I mean, I won't be myself if I don't talk about the sticky note, of course. We did have, who cares about Tesla, but we already have, we had SMR on there. So that was on the watch today. It never got, we got 15 cents away from getting our fill there right off the open of 1040. And the other name was Nike, and then there's NVIDIA. We're into NVIDIA now. So I only wrote down 4 names and have traded only 2 symbols today. So I'm not into too many symbols. But here's the thing for SMR. All we can really do, and we talked about the catalysts at 2 p.m. there. Here we go. Here's a headline right now. Futures pair gains as Brent crude turned negative. So we'll actually look at the oil foundation in a minute there on crude and how that's building and what that's looking like. But there was SMR. So you know what? At least we can pat ourselves on the back and say, okay, we had the right name, we had the right catalyst, we had everything, but unfortunately, we weren't aggressive enough in taking out those tops. I'm fine with not doing that. I mean, there's been so many times where pre-market highs, and this is where I've gotten in the most trouble, months and months ago when I used to do that, punching the highs of the day only to have it retrace right back down. And then, your stop out all of a sudden is probably somewhere where you should be long because, if you punch the high of the day and then it comes right back in, most of the time it will relook at the lows of the day again, and that would be your stop. So, instead of getting run out of town, we put our bids down there, and I was bidding 1055 and it came into 1068, and then it started to rip up. So we'll see if SMR right now, it can take out $12. And just like NVIDIA, you know, psychological level, again, I feel like, just like NVIDIA hit the 200 mark and then fell off of it, this looks like it does break on SMR. I'm going to throw it to Neil in a second. It gets as high as 1203. Their SMR and then pulls back. This one's interesting because it didn't stop at VWAP. It kept on going down. So this is a dangerous setup for me because day high fail break back into VWAP is probably a long. So I think if I was looking at it right there, I would have lost. Support there, and VWAP. That's normally a trade that is an all good there. But anyways, it drops back out and then sort of stops at 11.25. Like nothing for me to think that would have happened. But yeah, we'll look at hims and hers. But for right now, we got to go over to Neil.
Yes, sir. Why? Because OGen has some big updates, ticker OGEN on the NYSE American. The company's activated its Phase 2A clinical trial in Australia with its first site fully operational, and patient dosing expected.
Is that extra for you to do that, or?
It is extra.
Okay.
That's Star Wars right there.
Okay.
They're developing ONP002, an intranasal treatment targeting concussion and mild traumatic brain injury, an area where there are currently no FDA-approved therapy. Alongside that, Oragenics has spent the past year strengthening its balance sheet, raising capital, resolving liabilities, and restoring exchange compliance. The focus now shifts to execution, with clinical progress underway and additional CNS assets under evaluation. Check them out. That's OGEN on the NYSE. The Death Star is this battle station is fully operational. And shout out to them. Like, obviously, it's a good story, good cause. Shout out to OGen for that. Okay, some people, I was gonna throw a bird for a second, but I know IGV is absolutely pumping, so there's a couple people.
Is it? Okay,
yeah,
that's good. That's
up
probably
4%. Oh, there was something that happened at lunch today.
Okay.
Well, I mean, for myself.
What was it?
I mean, the lunch was. Well, I guess
Joe do something wrong?
We'll do the thing at the end of the day. I was disappointed.
Okay.
We'll do that.
We can do the rating the lunch at any point.
It doesn't.
I don't think Joe's had the lunch.
It sucked. We'll let Joe be disappointed by it as well.
PayPal.
No, trust me.
I mean, I had it. I'm going to wait. I mean, we can wait for the segment will be around 3:40. Okay, Joe. Joe, everything all right over there, my guy? Okay. He said his hips don't lie. He was saying some sort of Shakira thing.
Why are we talking? Phrasing. Oh, okay.
He's stretching. You got to get the stretching going.
Why are we talking? Okay, let's. We're talking about.
Isn't that a Shakira song?
It is. Hips don't lie.
Is that the name of the song, or?
Yeah, that's not.
He said he was having some hip tightness.
That's not the first thing that comes to mind when we flash to Joe.
No.
Were you sitting all day long? That's going to happen, Joe. You got to get up and take a walk every now and then. Well, all I was going to say is PayPal broke out, so swing activated on PayPal. It wasn't anything crazy. Remember PayPal that was doing nothing. PayPal that I was actually I wasn't talked into it. It was just like a lot of people were saying in the chat, hey, you're the one that's always going on about 50-period holds and stocks making bottoms and then they regain the 50-period moving average and they consolidate and then give you a breakout. I'm like, yeah, PayPal did that. So that's a qualification. It took out the 48.5 level. It failed it yesterday, but confirmed it today. So I like it. I'll give it to prior support. So we're risking basically like 10% and looking for it to push into the 200-period moving average there for PayPal. And then I was it was IGV. That got sidetracked there. The IGV absolutely blasting higher. All right, no trend break on SMCI, still doing the same thing. Why the heck were we talking about Joe's hips?
Oh, yeah. No, because we went over there and Joe was on the screen and I was like, hey, what's up, Joe? And he's like, my hips. Over there. I just found something funny and I put it in our chat, but I want to make sure that I can put it on here again.
Oh, shoot, IGV's up.
Oh, here it is right here. Here, Neil, this is for you. And I put it in our chat, and then I put behind this, hate. If Neil can play one more time about lunch, he's going to unsubscribe. And I was going to say, man,
what do you want me to do? Lie?
Like, yeah, what are we supposed to do? This is what it's about. So we're just having some fun.
If you prefer that I lie about the lunch, fine, fair. It's not serious enough that I have
yesterday
to be honest.
You gave.
I gave it.
I was 7.8 or 9. Joe was 7.7. You were 7 or 8 something.
I gave an 8 over an 8 to the fried chicken. I gave like a 7.7 yesterday.
No hating involved there.
What are you gonna do?
Yeah, hips don't lie, reviews don't lie, all that kind of stuff. All right, AMZN. Amazon, they bought that GSAT yesterday or a couple days ago for $90 or 321 in Amazon shares, 0.321 of Amazon shares or $90. And here's the company here, GSAT. So if you're trading it, you can have a look. It's $90. I think it's Q3 or something closing date. So we'll have to wait to see what happens with GSAT there. But Amazon's basically all-time highs in one more time. Excuse me. Oh man, just chugged that iced coffee there. So right into here, 255. So I mean, one of our buddies was really loving Amazon, and it's turned around right now, right back up there to highs. So as that example was for ASML, it's also here for Amazon, where you're getting a lot of good news. I'm trying to never sell anything. I sold some Intel. Okay, I say that, and I sold Intel today, and I sold some Marvell yesterday. Okay, but these kind of moves, I think this warrants a sell again. And it has nothing to do with not liking Amazon or anything like that. It just has to do with, I told you guys, I won't be here next week, but I'm telling you, I think, and I hope I'm wrong because I'm long only, but I think that the market just has a premium built under it right now, and it's like a wartime premium, meaning like people are bidding up the market because they're waiting for this all clear. I just feel like once the all clear comes, then we will start to focus on other things, which is still a $97 barrel oil, right? Which before we started this, we were nowhere near. CLK is the contract, right? So unfortunately, our contracts, it's almost better that I look at USO. But actually, here, what am I talking about? Our contracts don't normally carry forward like this, but okay, this goes all the way back to September. So like pre-war, we're talking about $60, right? 65, 66. And then we bumped all the way up, and we don't need to tell you guys as smart, traders what's been happening with oil, right? But it's still $91. So for me, I wonder if the effect of this hasn't really been baked in per se. Did I just say baked in? To the price of equities. I mean, should oil, and I gave you an example the other day about it never happening in history, and I actually do believe this, but I did hear Kramer say it, and I just repeat pretty much everything he says, was that, the market's never been up when we've had such a dramatic move in oil. He used a doubling in oil. Now, we did double in oil, and the market did retrace a little bit, but I think the S&P at most was down 9% or so.
It did not get into bear territory.
Right, yeah, so I
think that's the stat.
Yeah, so I still think there's work, end of the day, no matter what winds up happening, I still think there's work to be done. For the market to recover a little bit from the shock of oil. And it might not be in Q1, like the reports that we're getting now. It could just drift forward and be pushed ahead. So let's wait to see what that looks like, what some of the hyperscalers, will they still spend? I mean, there are going to be other reasons for this market to potentially turn around. I'm hoping that they're not fruitful or plentiful, but if, holy shoot, man, NVIDIA. Okay, what is NVIDIA caring right now about the price of oil or anything like that, right? I mean, but at some point, maybe, they'll talk about demand destruction for some of the supplies that they need. Can they still ship, with proper shipping times and all that kind of stuff? Will there be logistic issues with China as well for NVIDIA? Remember, China numbers aren't even baked into NVIDIA, right? So is that something that winds up happening? Another catalyst for them to the long side. If you're looking at Meta, we've seen an epic move. I mean, I can ask Adara this, and she's just back to her desk now, but has Oracle really solved any of their magical problems, or are they just so beat up? Because
it's cheap.
Yeah, okay. Well, you're the one that hit the button, Adara.
It's cheap.
Okay, so okay, we'll go to Adara in a second, okay, or now.
The mic's back on. Sorry about that, guys. I was eating lunch. So here's the thing. I've said this before. I'll say it again. I did think that at least short-term, Oracle 170 was maybe a level. So if I was short this not for our little game, at this point I might potentially tap out because I'd still be profitable. But here's the thing, my longer-term thesis for Oracle is still that it is bearish. And that, I think, is to answer your question, Sean. I was just reading, apparently, and this is pure speculation, but some people were saying that, as far as they could tell, employees of Oracle is targeting people who have existing, I guess, I would say, stock options for the layoffs. So they're all of this weird, shady layoff stuff that they're doing. We know that they also have that. Apparently now at this point I was seeing there's going to be an audit, at least reportedly, I mentioned a couple weeks ago, into this massive contract they had that went a whopping 700% over budget and 7 years longer than it was supposed to. Honestly, if anything, I don't think Oracle's problems are getting better. Right. I think they're just multiplying.
Right.
And I think the stock is going up because, yay, SaaSmageddon's over, ? But To those who are like, Adara, will you stop hating on Oracle? A, I never hated on Oracle. I just provided the facts. And B, no, I won't, if that's what you call hating.
Yeah, no, I mean, and that's sort of, thanks, Dara, for wrapping that up like that. Put a bow on it, I guess. But no, yeah, that's kind of what I was getting at is that, you know, despite the market doing market-like things and continuing to going higher, there still are names that have potentially been bid up because it's FOMO, like you called the bottom earlier this morning on Oracle, and it's that kind of talk.
It's the monthly chart. It triple bottomed on a monthly chart.
Yeah.
So like to me, it's a technical bottom, but that doesn't. Who knows how far it'll go? But I'll posit the whole, like, let's look for reasons why maybe we are strong and we could have some more room to go. One would be, you saw, like, Tesla was doing nothing and now it's made its breakout. Apple was doing nothing and now it's making its breakout. So, okay, fine, grant you, Amazon's already gone. Fair enough. NVIDIA's already at 200, or close to it. It's 197. It's almost at 200. It got to 200 today. The market got to the highs. But we basically came within, I don't know, less than a point of making an all-time high without Apple being part of the, because it's now part of the breakout. It just took that fold story or the production thing on the fold and said, who cares? That was a dip. Like, look at that dip. Everyone was like, oh God, what's happening to Apple? Now you're breaking out. So like, there's plenty of things that can take the next leg higher, so that the names that are already at the top can just do nothing, and then there's plenty of things that can catch up there, and I think there's lots of good examples of that. So look, earnings season is going to be a big deal because it always is, but ultimately, yeah, I think there's plenty of reasons why we can punch through that high. We're gonna go to Adara, and I'm not gonna save the trend line because that's been a problem. So anyways, trend break happened on SMCI, so you can see it here, so I don't have to draw it again, and give it to the prior bar low, and then look for the move into the volume weighted average price. Oh yeah, and Bitcoin is holding higher lows. That's joining the party and breaking out. I could have used that as an example as well of things that can maybe carry us the next leg. Adara?
Yeah, step aside BlackBerry. We have a new Canadian smaller cap stock in town to talk about today. It's Rumble. RUM is going to be on watch here with CEO Chris Pavlovski, who is pretty active on X, posting on X a couple minutes ago that Rumble is going to be deploying its own OpenClaw agent, though as of this point, they're only testing it internally. So again, AI pivot, or I guess at least agent available reportedly within Rumble, again, at this point just being tested internally. But Chris Pavlovski, CEO of Rumble, making it very clear that he loves AI. Back to you.
Well, they're not Bird, I can tell you that much. Rumble.
But AI is the word. The word. AI is the word.
Low vol. That Bird stock, it's showing some signs. Luis came on, and I wanted to ask him a question, but whatever, I didn't get a chance to. Because he's when you're a short side only trader, I was curious to if it's not underneath the volume weighted average price, like what kind of entries are you looking for? One of the things that I always grapple with, and you don't really see me on these, is if something is strong, I'm always looking for like very distinct patterns. Like with Tesla today, like there was a trend break, and then after the trend break, there was like a wick top. And I find like some of these stocks will actually give you opportunities. But man, on Bird and a lot of these like small cap version squeeze stocks, all of those old rules, like you get like, okay, fine, like there's a trend break for you. Like you're looking at VWAP or trace, nowhere close. Like you're getting in at what, $11, and then the risk is to $12.75. So it's a $1.75 risk on standard strategy. The risk to reward's there, but it barely goes. It's like 80 cents.
What was that short only? Was that Luis you're saying?
Yeah, well
Oh, did he? Okay.
Yeah, but it's not. Remember
I wasn't sure if that's what he.
The thing that I always understood is like the short underneath the volume weighted average price. Right, okay, it fails. Yeah. It makes its high in the pre-market, like all of those things. I just wonder what you do with ones like this outside of, hey, you grip it and rip it, watch the tape. Anytime you see a topping tail, just take your shot at it, and then the one that goes, you got to hold. I think maybe that's the way that it gets approached. And when you're doing that, you always have to understand that you're gritting your teeth and probably taking it 3, 4, however many times, and then just knowing that if you actually get it in good, you've got to hold that one for the big move to the downside. But the other problem with those is oftentimes the biggest moves are the overnight ones. It's like the next day when it gaps down like 20 or 30%. Those are tricky for day traders. That's why the hedgies do better on them, because they can just go short when it goes parabolic and hold it for a week. Super tricky. And it was cheap locates, which I've found cheap locates, stock like that, day trader's nightmare shorting.
Yeah.
Because when it's that cheap to short, and it was cheap, then everyone and their mother's taking shots at it. When it's expensive for locates, less people trying it, less crowded. Breaking news with Dara at the desk.
Google pushing higher here. GOGL just briefly popped into new high of days, pulling back a little bit. I'm seeing reports suggesting that Alphabet could face but benefit from a $100 billion windfall from their SpaceX investment. I don't have the whole story yet, but very likely related to the IPO. Again, we do have GOGL on watch. Apparently, this company could benefit by $100 billion here with regards to their SpaceX investment. If I get more details and when I get more details, I will let you know. Back to you.
There you go. Yeah, we sort of knew. I saw Google starting to spike up there. But right now, I just want to bring to everyone's attention, we've had 2 trades today. One is $26 in the money, and our second one is now a Dollar Club member. All right, man. What a great last day to have here. This is my retirement day. I'm actually not going on vacation. I may not. All right, Google right here. All right, yeah, so it's a nice move up there, 337, nice little wick top, obviously. And as we had just mentioned, how many Mag 7 names are going to be doing like this, right? I mean, right back again up to the highs. Unbelievable move. And it just goes to show you one more time there that that was 270 about a week and a half ago. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 trading days. Let's go 2 weeks right there for this move from where we were like, what am I doing? All the way up into all-time highs and wondering what exactly were we doing there by missing that long. And it's so crazy because this is I was like, oh, I'm going to get more long at 280. And then just when it happens, you don't pull the trigger. And I think that is often traders' dilemma is, you're sitting there wondering what to do. Don't pull the trigger. But the one thing I saw someone say that they were able to do quite well on Marvell. So congratulations. This is a name, of course, that we were pulling triggers on, like left, right, and center, almost to the point where we couldn't even reload anymore. And that was based on earnings, though, right? We really liked Marvell down into here, let alone down into here. I remember this. It was this day right here where we first started talking about Marvell, and I started getting involved because I bought it before earnings thinking that, hey, these guys are legit. We knew we liked Marvell. And then all of a sudden, whoosh, Tank City. They were down 17% or something on that earnings day there back in August. Then we used our own, 3-day rule that we talk about here, and then bought some more. And then it just kind of blew up. And then we basically did the same thing on last earnings. We were able to get a little bit more down here, not a period moving average. And then as they say, the rest is history. Marvell touched 138 today. So just absolutely unbelievable. And you can see we actually reviewed this earlier. There's Marvell right here, 66%. Big Bear Eye's got to get going. Big Bear Eye's actually doing okay today. This is the one that I'm most disappointed in Eli Lilly. Like, I thought that would have been a much better trade than down 11%. Like, yeah, speaking of Eli Lilly, what's up with that?
Well, some people were asking about HIMS. And Dara has said there's a bunch of social media stuff for HIMS, like tons of social media mentions. Oh, yeah. It is worth noting, like Novo went on a technical break at about 124 and is up, I don't know, like 1.25% or something along those lines. And then after that, you would have seen HIMS go as well. So HIMS went after. It looks like a news spike, but if it's just social media, usually when you can't find anything, my first thought would be, you reverted. But when I see Novo going, like you have a sentiment play going to the upside. And you talk about, you can say all you want about Eli Lilly being a little bit disappointing, but that's, when you see Novo going and like Lilly showing a little bit of weakness, I feel like it's one or the other and never both. And all of a sudden, like Novo's catching a bid and Eli Lilly is looking relatively weak. Mild concern if this thing loses $875. That's all I'll say. I still own, I own Eli Lilly, but yeah, I don't necessarily love that chart with the market looking as strong as it is and maybe a sentiment shift happening. Not a fan there on Eli Lilly, but we'll keep our ear to the ground. Again, no story for sure. Jack says, Bird, if you draw a trend line channel on both sides, it was clear when it broke. Well, I wasn't, yeah, maybe it was. Let's see. Was? Well, see, this is my whole problem with this. Like, if I do that on any other stock, then I'm short here, and I'm probably stop. I mean, probably too tight for this, and then you're stopping there. Well, that's no good. It's just, it loses every way. I'm assuming that's the channel. Like, what other channel could we be talking about? All of this standard trend, it just doesn't seem to, I've never seen it matter as well on these. And that's sort of the problem. I don't mind, like, I'll take trend breaks on the things that I've seen it work before. But on the things like Bird, I can show you like 3 examples of like standard trend breaks that were absolute disaster entry points on that stock. I don't know. Maybe it has something to do with like the squeeze nature of it. I can't explain. I don't have an answer as to why these like the trend breaks are so trash on them. I just know that they don't work, so I don't do them. It's not like I never tried. It's just they don't. I've just never seen them work. Bird, maybe look at the support level here at 16 or so. If it loses that, maybe just get a flat bottom break into the volume weighted average price, or maybe it halts down. But this stock is a rocket ship. It's to me nonsensical. Like, you can say all you want about pivoting the business. I'm not even sure. Okay, fine, they got $50 million to do it. That's nice, 600% up. Like, this could be at $9 tomorrow. If they were smart and they're really serious about this, wouldn't they take this appreciation and raise more capital? Like, that would be the smart thing to do.
You know, we got to make.
Like, why wouldn't you do an offer? Like, if you're literally changing your business and you get a 600% increase in your stock price, would you not immediately leverage that as fast as you can for more capital, which is going to be required to go from making shoe? I just don't want anyone to get trapped in this. Like, they're a shoe company. Well, whatever. They were a shoe company.
No, I mean, you can flip it up, right? We talked about RYCY there. Rolls-Royce got into some nuclear talk as well. And, you know, you saw a little bit of a change there in pace for RYCEY. Of course, this is an ADR listed there. This is a London Stock Exchange name, and you know Rolls-Royce has been doing quite well. You guys can look up the story. I don't know it exactly. I just when I was looking up SMR today, I heard some Rolls-Royce, and I've been watching, and you guys in the chat have been actually talking a little bit about Rolls-Royce throughout it. We just never looked at it. This is what it looks like on the OTC market. I mean, if Jeff Mendel wasn't just, you know, all about rolling around town all day, golfing and all that stuff, the guy would come on here and we could talk about some of these markets. But Jeff's enjoying life right now. Congratulations, a new father for the 2nd time. So we want to say congratulations to Jeff Mendel right now. But anyways, just giving him a hard time. He's a great friend of ours. And I remember we go way back. Jeff was one of the very first friends, one of the very first guests on our show. And
he actually, second guest.
Yeah, he actually switched. I remember, so he was actually unemployed for about a month or so when one of the companies that he worked for got bought out, and then he flipped over to the new. Anyways, long story short, we went out here, and for the first time, I bought him lunch, and it was just a fun joke because when we get reps come through, they're always, you know, taking us out or this or that. And I was like, no, my guy, I'm going to buy you it today. We had a great time. So me and Jeff and all of us go back with him. So that's he's a great individual. So shout out to Jeff Mendel. But there's RYCY. Fannie Mae, no, I have no executions on this today. But Fannie Mae is another one, very, very popular name there overall in the OTC markets. And just to show you guys, I want to go over here and find, I always have this up. And this is, so you can see here, and sometimes you'll hear me say, hey, Adara, like, what's going on with blah, blah, blah. And it's, you know, you can see, well, we ask her that for pretty much every stock, but just for the pink sheet names, this is a good website. So it's the market, it's OTC. If you're a prop trader, you know, looking to scalp or something like that or whatever, just looking at different markets, right? I mean, Toronto has the same thing. They all have these. But this is a kind of a good place to look because often you don't want to, and this is just, here, let me zoom in. I was going to give you a little lesson on OTC here. You're not looking at share volume, okay? Because when you're looking at some of these stocks, they will literally do like 1 million shares in one print on like on some of these names that maybe you've never heard of, like DKILY over here, right?
Ever heard of that?
But you never heard of DKILY? Oh, I was like, let's see what this is here. Oh, Dakin Industries, well, another Chinese name, I guess. But, you know, just talking more normally here and not about that. Let me go back. What you're okay, now I've really screwed this up. Market activity, current market. End of the day, you're looking at these trade numbers because here's a good example. Look, see, this stock has only done 315 RSGHY, has only had 315 trades today, but it's done 2 million shares. You know, so that's not really going to be a tradable name, right? Rezona Holdings, RSHGY. Let me just have a quick look at this, and I'll just show you what I mean. What did I say it was? RSGHY. That might be wrong. Hold on a second. RSHGY. RSHGY. Oh, we may not have it in our system. Yeah, we don't even have it.
Any stock?
We don't even have it in our system.
Yeah.
But see, that's the point. So these stocks generally don't do very much volume. So you're looking at names that do volume with a lot of trades. So Fannie Mae, just another one of those examples. Long-winded right there. I do apologize. But does anybody want to see who made all the money yesterday? Now, I don't have specific names or anything like that, but let's go over and hit the money, and look at real trading. Of course, Neil and I, we just talked about it yesterday with the PDT rule now going to take, we got the answer, 45 days. Yesterday, we were uncertain of, when this will all be taken in. It's 45 days now that.
Now we know.
Yeah, and then it's, there was another number. There's 45 days, and there was another number in there. I don't remember what it was, but there was some different things involved.
18 months to implement.
That's what it was. I was going to say 18 days. I was like, wait, it wouldn't be 45 days, 18 months.
Nothing ever.
So thanks, Adair. Yeah, so let's go find out right now who's making all the money here at Real Trading.
No reason it should take that long, but whatever.
Yeah. I think they're just giving, you want to make sure you get it right. So this is our trader information portal. So if you are here at Real Trading, it gives you trader alerts, like maybe fee updates, things like that happen around here, like maybe a gateway, like I always use ARCA or something like that. So if they give a bit bigger rebate or maybe a change in the way that structure works, we have research on here. We have the calendars that are here. And this is all available to anybody that is internal with Real Trading. So you got to be hooked up to our platform, and then you'll get this automatically. There's our learning module is in there, similar to the Academy. Market guides. But what I'm looking for is you can click on, I've already clicked on it, and it is show your profits. So this is yesterday's numbers. This is the top 10 traders. Everyone always asks us for the other side, and we don't have the other side. So this is who made money yesterday, and it doesn't look like I'm not gonna slap a fail on these numbers. Those are great numbers. I wasn't in this club yesterday, so congratulations to who was. But they're not super high considering. And I think yesterday we did have a pretty long day in the market. Remember I told you, like, often it's not necessarily up days that prop traders make a lot of money. A lot of the time it can be on the short. And Neil showed some examples there.
A lot of times there's more velocity.
Yeah, it's just like once you have a short that's winning, you don't want to get rid of it sometimes. And traders can hold on to it just a little bit more. But to each their own, right? Okay, so this is the market. Amex, NASDAQ, New York, someone pushed down 11,000. These are in US dollars, regardless of the market. Canada, NASDAQ, Amex. So there's nothing, I was gonna say there's nothing exotic on here except for Hong Kong. So right there, so we have over 60 live markets here at Real Trading. And here's an example of all the markets here. So someone traded Blue Ocean yesterday, made $2,000. Vienna, ooh la la. Turkey as well over there. Someone got something done with their hair, and then they wound up trading as well. And then Australia, there's the OTC markets. Someone did 1200 over there on pink sheets. And then Amex looks like it wins yesterday. And no surprises, you mentioned SPY, SLV, GLD, some of the names, like USO, forgot about USO.
The leverage plays like ZS.
So I don't, someone in there, what's up, CBAC? They don't, once a month, I can ask if we can show this. I'm not sure if we'll be able to, but once a month, all the traders get distributed the top stocks for the month that have been traded here.
Internal to Real Trader.
Yeah, so I can find out and see if that's something.
There's lots of stuff that we can show, and
we don't have it on.
We show everything that we've been approved to show, because like that daily thing on tip, like we can show whatever we want. Yeah. But that's one thing that, again, it's a benefit. Like, let's be real, it's a benefit of trading with Real Trading. And it is very useful, because you'll see, we saw those Amex stuff, you'll see me every single day. We get to the end of the day and I'm looking at the locator and like I'm looking at the Amex stock on there and trying to figure out what I want to do with it, if anything, just to see if there's opportunity.
Let me just say one thing, because we got a question about it, and I'm going to go back to Neil. Someone asked about that LMS, because I mentioned about the Academy. So we've actually taken a lot of the feedback from everybody that has signed up and participated with our Trader TV Live Academy. And right now we are currently updating the website and making it, infinitely more, informational, and hopefully just easier for everybody, and just a new experience over there. So stick with us. You're in the right spot. We are updating that. So more to come there. If you've signed up already, you probably already know that, but more to that. And that's why we sort of stopped talking about it, because we are getting ready to sort of relaunch, if that makes any sense.
Yeah, just upgrades and relaunch for sure. The other thing I was going to say, I just heard something about GEV, but Vernova's not moving. But I want to show you that chart. I still think it was right to trim. I do sell some stuff at highs.
Yeah, I don't think there's anything wrong with something.
Trend break on SMR, so like here and then out there. But GE Vernova, this is like the third day in a row now that it's failed 1,000. right? Like, yeah, one, I don't know if that's a real wick, but it looks like a real wick to me, so I'm gonna say it was.
I think they're gonna split.
Lose 1,000. And then this one's following through. I don't know, it just feels like it's made a temporary top. And the amount of respect and juice this has had with making a high and then pulling back to the 50 period. This time the pullback didn't get to the 50, but then it broke here to the 50, break the high to the 50, break the high.
Oh,
I just
boy.
feel like if you can get the 50 period, you can 10, 15 kind of percent every single time. So it trimmed a little, and we'll look to buy back on the trend for GE Vernova.
That Google story, by the way. I don't know.
Yeah, what was that?
I don't know what you're gonna get. I don't want
story again?
So now I'm also hearing some people were saying that apparently this is an older headline, but it doesn't matter because it moved the market regardless. But basically what happened was people are saying that this SpaceX, and I'm guessing they're referring to the IPO, could result in a $100 billion windfall for Google because I guess they invested in SpaceX. But again, pretty speculative, and apparently also an older headline that got recirculated. Regardless, that was the timing of the move is when I started seeing this circulate again.
Yeah. So
It's weird when it's an.
I was just gonna say something about that because if you think those are, we talked about the catalysts earlier when you talked about like what moves headlines, what moves markets, and what moves stocks and all that kind of stuff. Like this is for SpaceX. Do you know how many? Like pretty much every single company is out of the big caps or mega caps are invested in two other major names, OpenAI and Anthropic.
Yeah.
So if we think that these are going to be catalysts or I don't know, reasons to own said stocks, I would.
But it's also a $4 trillion company we're talking about here.
Oh, what, SpaceX or Google?
Google.
Yeah, but that's fine. It's just they have.
$100 is great.
Are they 4 trillion? They must be. I don't know. Are they that much now?
If you add them, I think when you add Google and Google.
So it's just about like these headwinds are going to be most likely here for a minute. So I was going to say like, get ready if you believe in Mag 7 and these IPOs going the right way. We were talking about it yesterday. I'm not 100% convinced that the SpaceX
live.
It may open up too high and get hit down. I'm not sure what's going to happen on SpaceX. I don't know if I'm going to be a buyer. We and Neil talked about this. Like if you buy 1,000 shares or whatever off open, and we'll talk about it when the day is here, of course. But a trade has been that you buy stock off open and then wait to see if it halts up or down or whatever, and if it breaks the level, you get out, so on and so forth. I'm just a little nervous at what level it may open up at. Like,
yeah, it'll open so high. The first thing to do is run the stock.
Like, let's just say we come in and it says it's $100, right? Is the indicative open price? So that's what it's indicating. So, and then all of a sudden it opens up at 350. Like that's happened before. That's happened to Coinbase. It happened to probably Figma, Snowflake. Basically, a lot of the overhyped, and I'm going to say overhyped, but I mean. They're dually hyped. There's reasons why they're so hyped up. But at the end of the day, that's going to be affecting whatever decisions we wind up making. So you got to be careful to buy all these IPOs. But that's maybe a talk for another day. What did you just hear about Live Nation?
Look. Okay, Adair's got something. The stock is down like, I don't know, $7.
I wanted to look into it because I was seeing this circulate here on social media. I haven't found the actual article yet, but either way, what I'm seeing circulate is, I guess, Live Nation reportedly illegally monopolized the ticketing market as judged by a jury. So again, Bloomberg reporting here that a jury found that Live Nation has illegally monopolized the ticketing market. STUB would be another play here that is pushing higher. So again, STUB higher, LYV lower on reports that Live Nation has been found to have illegally monopolized the ticketing market. If I get more confirmation, I'll let you know.
I mean, I know you know this, but you can sell your tickets even on Ticketmaster.
Yeah,
like you can now resell your tickets. You don't even have to go to like a third party. Like you can buy your tickets from Live Nation. I don't know if I assume it's Ticketmaster in the United States, but you buy tickets and then you could just resell them even on that platform.
We use them, yeah. We'll use.
So it's kind of like
we use whatever. Like it just.
Did you hear in Canada what they're doing? The new government is going to cap the amount that you can resell your tickets for, and they're. Yeah. So it's the Ford government has tabled that, and I think it's going to go through. So that sucks because we're season ticket holders as well as I know you are. And apparently they're going to do it for whatever the face value is. So as a season ticket holder, at least you get in a little bit under face value, but it's definitely going to cap the sort of.
When you see how fast people get around that.
Oh yeah. No, but I just mean like on these websites. So that
on the website.
Yeah, like that's what's going to happen on the websites, right? It's going to turn out to be like more of a people will be paying in bitcoins and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, it'll change the way you do business.
Yeah, so it's just that's something that, and I don't know if that's happening across the United States or not, but definitely here in Ontario we have a conservative government here as a premier. So I don't know what they're doing there, but they're trying to pull back on ticket pricing.
It's like kind of a weird one that they care so much about it. Like basically, if you're
just saying it's unaffordable.
Yeah, like you had to be here when like the Jays made the World Series, and there was just so much complaining, and everyone's like, but the price of a ticket in 1992 was blah blah blah, and people are paying so much. I'm like, well, that's their prerogative. If they're going to pay,
it's more just the percent over the face value.
It was ridiculous. Yeah, I flat out said to a good friend of ours, like it's a bucket list thing. He wants to go, and then I was like, look, man, this is what I'm getting right now. I go, even if I give you a discount, if I was you, you're not that big of a baseball fan, you just think it's cool, you'd be an idiot to pay this. I literally said to him, you'd be a fool to pay this. I go, we're gonna take somebody's money, but you'd be a fool to pay this. And that's what I said every single time a friend wanted to buy World Series tickets. And
but see, that's where I think that you're not a fool to pay that. It's money means different things to different people.
Yeah, but you know who I'm talking about? The guy is not even a baseball fan.
Yeah.
That's all I was saying.
But that's why I think you pay the price, because it's an experience.
Yeah, but his wife she won't even watch the game when she. It's just like, dude, trust me.
I mean, my kids. I'll give you an example. Like Marissa, I couldn't pay her to watch a baseball game, but at the World Series, she loved going there and being there. Like we were at a World Series game, and she was like, this is awesome. She loved being there for the experience.
Oh, the experience was unbelievable.
You know, so I think that like when people pay, and I'm going to use Taylor Swift or any concert tickets you want to do, like there's only so many times that you're going to be able to see, like Sharif was bitching about Tame Impala tickets, and it's just like, if you want to see them, unfortunately you got to pay the piper, and the piper is just expensive these days, right? And so, yeah.
No joke, I went to a concert earlier, late last year, mid-December 25. I went to a concert that was with fees in the city of Toronto, like $31 a ticket. So there are still ways that people are doing cheaper. I just feel like you have to have more maybe niche artists, or I think it might also give people an opportunity to explore artists early in their careers, because the tickets are a little bit cheaper. People aren't necessarily as clamoring. Venues are smaller, so I think that's maybe one benefit potentially to this.
Yeah, and also like artists are making money on the tours because of streaming.
Yeah,
it's they're not getting, unless Adara's buying the album, of course, on iTunes. Shout out to Adara for that one. So I don't have a problem paying those prices, but I do agree with you. They get out of hand at some point.
I just if you have a passion for it, that's fair enough. I know plenty of people where it was like,
go for it.
We had a fun, one of the people we sat next to that we sold tickets to, we just talked to them all night. They're like, oh my goodness, I was too young when they made it in '92, and I'll never know when it's going to happen.
Let me guess, you didn't say they were a fool for paying those prices. Only to friends.
No, it's like, well, we didn't tell them it was our seats. I mean, maybe they figured that out, but you don't make it. It wasn't even about that.
But I think
it's just this is a friend that I've known since we were both 14 years old. So when I say, I'm like, dude, no, not really. It's just, that's not his thing. He's a huge basketball guy. You know him. If it's a Super Bowl, fair enough, because he's into fantasy and whatnot. But I've literally never even heard him talk about this. I've had season tickets for 8 or 9 years. He's never asked me once about a game. And they get 9 years.
I mean, I use the example of my wife. But then I think you answered your own question there. The guy loved, regardless of how much you ripped him off, he paid the price and loved it.
Yeah, which is
so
fair.
There you go. Netflix. Go ahead. Yeah.
Yeah. So, super chat, if we can throw that up one, Andre. I was just about to. No. Okay. I wasn't on the page. There you go. Son of Daniel.
This guy.
Guru. Hey guys, are you folks covering Netflix after the bell earnings? I'm pretty sure the next time we're going to do an aftermarket show for earnings it's like the Mag 7s, the NVIDIAs of the world, and it's tomorrow, isn't it?
You should also clarify that Netflix reports tomorrow, not tonight.
Well, I was going to say it's tomorrow. Yeah. Throw that in there, but.
We do plan on doing, we're just waiting, Brendan's waiting for confirmation on making sure that, because we've had a bunch of wiring happening and everything like that, so we were using these computers behind us and doing that. So we will definitely be doing an aftermarket show for this. I shouldn't say definitely, but the idea is for this earnings season, we will cover all of the major earnings. The problem really is, it's only one stock tomorrow, Netflix, right? And we will get really busy with it. I think it's like the 29th and 30th. There's a bunch of names.
We get the big cluster in a couple of weeks.
Yeah.
Like the 30th is pretty big.
I really like Netflix stock, though.
By the way.
Did that break through now? Or, it's flat, SanDisk? Or what's it doing? Oh, you did Blue Ocean.
I know.
Okay, here's Netflix. So Netflix, awesome, right? Just an absolutely beast of a name, NFLX, right? I mean, we had this on our note on Friday. Sorry, on Friday. It's Wednesday. On Monday, on Friday, I will be on the beach. We had a note there of 102.50 long. Whoopsies. And our charts still don't reflect splits, but there it was right there. This is why we wrote it down long, 102.50. Obviously, Neil and I are day traders. We, exit out of our positions every day, but that was a great, swing opportunity there on Netflix. You can go look it up, man. 102.50 on there. We had that, and it was a great trade on the day. But Netflix continues extension there, and Marissa yesterday sent me screen caps. There's like a Hulk Hogan when he was a kid documentary that she really wants to watch. There's a new show. What's the guy? You would know his name, Adair. I don't know if you'll know Neil, but Schitt's Creek, Dan Levy.
Dan Levy.
Yes. Okay, so
Eugene.
I know who that is.
Yeah, I know.
I haven't seen the show, but I know.
I just wasn't sure about the name. That's all. But so Dan Levy, he's in a new show apparently, and those guys are awesome. I think that's.
It's called Big Mistake, and I believe it's on Netflix.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly. That's what we're talking about. So I think that Netflix does have a little bit more content, and the reason why we're talking about that is because they also got $2.8 billion for passing on Warner Brothers. So it's like they were ready to shell out $87 billion. Warner Brothers said no, we'll go with Paramount Sky, and now Netflix got paid $2.8 billion just for hanging around, and now they'll work on their own content, which has got them to where they are now. So I think that was a good play for Netflix. Obviously, to get Sopranos and, all the HBO Max and all that kind of stuff under their roof probably would have been good. But at the end of the day, that content's already created. So you still have to spend money on creating next movies and so on and so forth. So I really like Netflix for moving forward. I think you mentioned they got some more MLB games. They got some more, I think they got the Christmas NFL. They got...
The opening day was a bit of a mess.
It was opening day, right. So they got a bunch of stuff. I know every Friday night, I think, is a Netflix exclusive as well for your hometown teams on MLB. But anyways, I love the live sports. They just had Tyson Fury. I don't know if Joe watched that.
Netflix broke the 200-period moving average today.
Yep. And what Neil said if you didn't hear him. All right, let's go over to Adara.
BFB on watch here, Brown-Forman. This is not the first time that we've heard some kind of buyout rumors around them, but I have more details now, or I guess a newer headline here with Wall Street Journal reporting that Sazerac offered roughly $15 million or $32 a share to buy Brown-Forman, which is the company that makes Jack Daniels. Brown-Forman has apparently also been in deal talks with Pernod Ricard. That's also according to the Wall Street Journal. Now, the Pernod Ricard reports we heard about a while ago. These Sazerac offer, to my knowledge, is new, but either way, $32 a share, decent premium. Before the spike, we were trading around $28.50. High of that spike was $30.30. Right now, trading around $29.20. Either way, long story short, looks like at least two different companies have reportedly made an offer here for Brown-Forman. BF.B. Back to you.
No, that's still not in our liquor stores. Although I can't remember the last time I was in an LCBO, but I don't think they're promoting U.S. liquor still. So
you can't get bourbon.
Yeah, you can't get a proper Manhattan around here.
Old fashioned.
And when the guys from ICE come up and visit us, he gets upset because he's a Jack and Coke guy. So.
I'm a bourbon guy, so like I've got my stash at home, but like I was out for drinks with
you're saying
an old trader, and it's like, okay, well, what rye are you putting? I know rye is a Canadian thing, but whatever. It's supposed to be made with bourbon. Let's just get it all over with and get trade back. But that's been getting political. This is why I usually short SMCI, because it does, like I could still be short this. It made the trend break, so I'd be out. But like you could be consolidating with the trend instead, and now it's just consolidating in here, looking to make that push, and it's not really going anywhere. It's 3. I didn't get an early look. I don't know why, but Neo is 3.5 million to sell before 3 o'clock. So I'm going to have a look at that one for sure. Rafi, great show as always. What's next for Microsoft on the daily chart?
Did you ever see Rafi as a kid? Rafi is amazing.
As a kid, well, I mean,
I mean, I
Not
know anything
live.
about smoking weed or anything back then, but
Not
I'm pretty
live,
sure that this
no.
guy was
like
one of those
I've
guys.
seen Rafi, but not
Yeah, Sharon Lois and Bram.
Sharon Lois and Bram as a kid, and then Fred
Teller?
Penner.
Oh, Fred
Penner.
Yep.
Yeah, those are the two we grew up on. My daughter got a chance to see them too. No, it was I literally just typed Rafi into my chart.
There we go. I've got
It's
you.
Microsoft that we're supposed to be looking at. Where can it go? 470? On a daily chart, that would be the next level for Microsoft. Look, I like Apple more than I like Microsoft. I like a lot of stuff more than Microsoft. But and then you get basically the same level on the weekly chart. The 50 period says 470 in terms of a gap fill. And I bet you if I go to and then I'll go to a monthly chart, and it's probably going to indicate, yeah, if you go to a monthly chart, that probably tells you 470 to 475. So I don't know, the charts kind of say there's room to 470, but this is back to the whole point of the market's at the highs, but there's plenty of stocks that are just now getting going. And you like Google can pass the baton to Apple, and NVIDIA can pass the baton to Microsoft, and so on and so forth, and yada, yada, yada. So I just think there's plenty of names that have some get up and catch up to them that can drag us higher here. Microsoft would just be an example of that. Let's go to Adara.
Yeah, keep an eye here on the market. We are getting some comments coming through here from Feds Muslim. Feds Muslim saying that he believes the current interest rate range is likely appropriate for some time. So saying Fed's not really in a rush to cut, nor should they be raising. He said that easing of the tariff impact will actually help lower inflation. We know a lot of these Feds have been a lot more optimistic as of late in terms of thinking that any tariff shocks will not be long-term effects. He also said that housing inflation is trending in the correct direction, but he said that oil shock is likely going to negatively impact core inflation. Also getting some comments here, Axios reporting that a senior U.S. official said the U.S. has not formally requested that Israel have a ceasefire in Lebanon, and they're not going to be any part of these Iran peace talks. I'm guessing they mean Israel by that, because we know the U.S. and Iran are apparently continuing to engage in peace talks. And we had Press Secretary Caroline Leavitt say today that the U.S. does not want to extend that ceasefire. They want to keep the deadline here for Tuesday so that hopefully everything will be resolved before they have to actually extend things further. Back to you.
Yeah, there it is. I was really surprised when I heard that you and Joe, you had that conversation. You guys are talking about all-time highs there in the SPY. Well, guess what? There it is. It is brand new all-time highs in the SPYs right now, as we have E-signal as 697, 697.84 all-time high made back January, I guess, 27th, right there. See ya. Will we close? Oh, we could get a poll going maybe. Will we close at or above 698, which would basically give us that brand new all-time high. So congratulations. I said Friday. We're 2 days early on that one. And of course, the market just continues to lift higher. But we do have to tell you that volatility creates movement, and we've been in a volatile market, and sophisticated traders know that movement creates opportunity. And Beta Pro by GlobalX offers Canada's first and longest running suite of levered and inverse levered ETFs built for sophisticated investors who understand the risks of leverage and the importance of precision. It's triple levered bull and bear ETFs tied to the NASDAQ 100 index are designed for daily tactical trades, providing amplified daily exposure and giving traders the tools to engage with both upward momentum and market pullbacks. These strategies are currency hedged, seeking to offset US dollar exposure back to the Canadian dollar. For those navigating short-term market moves, both up and down, Beta Pro offers the flexibility to act with conviction, whatever that looks like for you and your individual strategy, objectives, and of course, risk profile. Trade tactically, learn more, and study it at betapro.ca. We want to thank Beta Pro and GlobalX for their continued sponsorship. And
you said
Tesla.
This would be the easiest poll ever.
There it is, yeah, exactly.
Easiest poll ever. It's simple. SPY closed today at an all-time high. Type 1 for yes, type 2 for no. Let's see if the bulls get in here in full force. So we've already started the poll. If you're not in the chat,
the only answer is yes.
You have to be in the chat to vote yes on this poll. I've already typed the 1, and you can, you get frisky with it and throw a bunch in there if you want to. There we go. I'll just gonna, as I'm doing this, I'm just gonna fire a bunch of them because I believe in it. It's 42, 48, 80% are saying yes. You got to be in the chat, so get on there. If you haven't done so, then be a subscriber. It's a subs only chat. But I feel like this is gonna be not one of these 50-50 boring jobs that we usually get. But this is pretty convincing. Like we're 1 1/4.
NVIDIA.
We've now broken pretty cleanly through it. I just don't think we're going to look back.
No, I think there's only one answer there, and I think it's one. I think we are. I think we're going to hold. I mean, look, you could get. It's tough to say.
We could hold it and then gap under tomorrow.
Oh no, well, that's for sure. I think that is most likely what's going to happen.
I think that's more likely.
But I don't know about gapping under, but maybe a down day tomorrow.
Well, pulling back is.
I was going to say, like, I think the Y's is a 1, but you could get a headline. The market is a living, breathing.
Well, that's sort of the thing.
Yeah, so it's a living, breathing thing here. So.
There's also no earnings that we have to worry about giving us a reversal.
No.
Right? Like it'd be one thing if like 2 or 3 Mag 7 names were reporting, and it's like, okay, well then those could bring us down. By the way, USO broke the low of the day, as well. So in addition to.
Hello, Randy. No. Okay.
Yeah, whatever. Muscle memory. I'm probably going to fall for that way too many times. But the USO breaking lows of the day, which I was just showing you, it's taken a while, but like we're almost getting to that VWAP on SMCI. My first gut is the stock is weak. I would rather be shorting this off VWAP because it's in a downtrend and the stock sucks, but it is what it is. It'll get there pretty soon, and then we can look for a reversal. I know we're looking at Live Nation there, right back into the lows. Yeah, they don't like this story at all. So Live Nation, right back into low of day, under 3.7%. If you're not up on a day like today, that's something to be questioned. Anything that's, no, seriously, anything that's weak. There was a headline on G Vernova that I believe, I then started talking about me trimming the position instead of telling you guys the headline. It was basically they were looking into opportunities to expand within like Venezuela. It barely moved, but it is sort of breaking out there. I think that's good for them, but whatever. The stock is already so far to the upside. That's probably why it's not moving.
We've, yeah, you guys like that when the Randy sound comes on there? Playing that up a little bit. I like it. That's fun. Come on.
Not looking that time. You're not going to fool us twice.
I can only do it once, Fabian. Oh, my guy. Over there. Oh, man. All right. So, yeah, look, this Tesla one is getting a little carried away, man. We're still $28 in the money. We only have 5% left. We've talked about that. We did a good job. I feel like holding it. We did get out our last little piece right there. And that was another 5%. We were only holding 10%. We didn't do the absolute greatest, but we were taking like $8 or $9 on this. Hard to... I mean, the market's doing the heavy lifting now. It's not Tesla. My stop was right here, 386. But now that we are in the hour of power, we are going to stop out on a 200-period break, okay? I mean, we've Randy, again?
That's Adara.
No, that's Adara. Okay, what's up, Adara?
Adara?
No.
Okay,
okay.
now you're just...
Yeah. Now you're tricking the audience, which, because that's supposed to be breaking.
Because that's breaking
That's supposed to be breaking news.
There's not.
Okay, so anyways, we're just playing around. All right, so 389.50. Let's put that stop order right now in there for Tesla. Look, I know Neil's maybe traded a couple handfuls of names, but I've only been on 2 names today. So it's just, for me, this trade happened real early. We've kind of lost focus here on it. And it's just because, we've been having a great time here on this afternoon show. But I'm going to put in 389.50 right now. So I canceled my last stop. My last stop was right here on this break of 386. And if we zoom it back out, I'll just explain it. Like, that was right there. And it was also with the 200 period when I was looking at it. So I was like, if we break, we'll get out. And then, so right now we'll use that. That's 389.50. So I'm just going to, without blammering on too much, 389.49. All right, we put this order in, it gets us out of 100%. So I don't need to do anything except for hopefully hit enter. So right there. So now we're into that one and we can see what happens now. But that's what we're doing for Tesla. Now the NVIDIA trade, I told you, only 2 symbols for me over here today. And that is, we just got to the 50-period moving average. So spin it. That's $1.25 in the money. And we actually, this was a trade that we took live with you guys. It was against me when we had this. We talked about why I liked NVIDIA. And the stop on this was 96. We talked about that as well. So right here, man, that's 40 cents worth of risk, 3-to-1 to trade it all the way to the upside. And on this trade, we're actually doing pretty good. We still have 33% left, or 35% left as we get out basically 5% every single one of these, all the way to there. And again, it's pretty key levels for me. These, sometimes they'll look random and sometimes they are, but now I'm trying to go like, that's the 50 period, a bunch of outs also at these highs, right? 197. We just wanted to make sure we broke that. We were able to get a bunch out there. Then it ripped up and then we got out at this next past high right into there, 197.50, then a couple 190 the 8s, basically right where this 200 period moving average is. So that way, we're a little more controlled on our entries and our exits, and I'm still gonna use this as an out. So we'll get out of half of what we have left if we break 197.13s. Okay, so 197.13 for me is a trigger out, so we're gonna put that in for half of our position. 197.13, we'll do this, and look, we can do this, half. Okay, so we push offer enter, and now we can get controlled out of half of that trade. So it's 3:14 already. Pretty quiet on the news front right now, but anything could hit at any time.
Oh, so there's no message to that super chat.
Oh.
Thank you, Rafi.
Ooh,
So
Rafi.
just a word of advice. If we want to display the super chat on the screen, the little thing that we have that does it requires, like, if there's a message in there, because we can't select it. So I can show and want to say thank you for the super chat in there. And what I mean is I can just do this for JKL. Whoops, US. Sorry, I've already hit it. Thank you for the super chat, JKL. Conviction remains. Something is disconnected between technicals and macro fundamentals. You're adding to USO, so you still like the USO. You're buying oil, right? Like, it's. I get it. Like, nothing is standard. My only concern is, like, breakout. Look at these lower highs. This one feels like a trend break to me, technically. It's like, I don't know. Like, I'm feeling this still, like, technically bearish on USO, which is usually good for the markets. But I feel you. It does seem like we're way too optimistic, at least in terms of the price of oil. Like, nothing fundamentally has happened good enough. But you are just one headline away. But thank you for the super chat there. We appreciate you, JKL. I know you don't necessarily even need advice. It's more just sort of thinking through the ideas while we're at it. But yeah, good look. I know you were in silver. That was fantastic for you, and then pivot that money on over to USO, and good luck. Or whether or not you could be trading that, or you said USO, it could have been like oil futures. So as the market continues to go high, remember we just made some all-time highs. Maybe it means something, maybe it doesn't. Trend break, holds a prior low. Wait till VWAP to get some out. Then next support's at 11.50, and then next support's at 11.40. So basically every 10 pennies on this one. When it's a $10 stock, I like the symmetry of that as well. Gonna look to take some out. But it is now a quarter after. So you're starting to get a little bit close to like when the imbalances are starting to come out, and gotta start thinking about that part of the trade and start getting out just because you have a time horizon on it. Sometimes you want these to go right away, but if they're moving slow, then you take what you can get, and you try not to get upset. NEO is still an early 3.4 million to sell, which is pretty hefty. It's a hefty amount of volume relative to the day. So I'm gonna have this up. It's over 10% of the day's volume on the imbalance for NIO, and it's barely moving. So this could end up one of those possible trades where if it's anywhere close to VWAP, you might be able to like risk a cent and just try to sit in it and see if it actually comes out that big. But we'll see a little bit closer to that 350 level. So yeah, just the same thing for me. I feel like SMR is working better down than SMCI is working up. I hate this stock.
Well, SMR is pulling back.
Okay, it's still up. It's still up a boat. It's up 13%. I mean, like, yeah, it's pulling back from current highs, but like the daily chart, like this, the chart looks fantastic on the day, and it's just at VWAP here. And then if we go to like where this has gone on the daily, like this feels like it's just starting. But for this afternoon, you know, it was a reversion short. I think there's a little bit more room to run on this. I want to say a little bit. Like if this is broken trend, like why can't it get into the teens, man? You haven't even broken the 50 period yet on SMR. I'd like to see it do more work.
Yeah, good talk there. I mean, I
down what, 80, 90, 85, 90% now? 85%?
We were able to get out, I think, at 57, and then we bought some back at 30, so we're still stuck under that.
I still own this thing. Like I bought once at like, I think it was like between 12.75 and 13.10. I have to double check. It was somewhere around the 13 level, but I know it wasn't exactly 13. And I sold 2/3 on the way up, and that's great. So like technically the overall thing isn't out of the money, but the last 13's out of the money, and I haven't found a spot that I'm not comfortable, that I don't want to get back in until it reclaims the 50 period moving average. So I'm not even bought back into this thing. And I think I will take a shot over the 50 period moving average if it gets there in the next couple of days.
Yeah, I really like SMR. It's just, I think it might be a little early on the technology. Okay, yeah. So right there, we're just we gotta take more out, right? I mean, this is what trading's about. Hitting the goals for the levels on the stock. Forget about the goals P&L wise. I'm just saying when you start to, get going on a stock, you got to have your ins and your outs, right? And so we'll just try to talk about that and go over some of the spots that we're looking for. And I'm looking for this, obviously, right here on NVIDIA, and here comes 198. So we take another piece out. So I'll have to think about how many shares I have, but I'd say we at least have 25% right now left on board. So that was pretty good. Another 5% out right there as we continue to climb higher. Our Tesla trade is still working. We already talked about where our out is on that one. And I'm just going to double check it. 389.50 right now. So that's that 200 period. It's going to start to tick up a little bit here, but with only 20 minutes left, I'm not too afraid of getting stopped on this trade right now. And if we do, then okay, we'll take $25 and that'll be fine on that. So we're loving life with that name right now. I like the SMR idea and more ideas. Let's go over and take a look at what the word is here today with Bird, because this is a nice upside play, 677%. We actually brought this to you in the pre-market, and I guess we didn't. I don't know if. I think I heard Sharif was trading this a little bit today, but it was a nice move up. We did get one halt there right off the open. Other than that, we haven't halted yet today, which is kind of strange, it being up this much and not actually halting. So shout out to the SEC for that. How come it doesn't halt here? That goes from $21 down to $17. That should have been a halt.
Halt rules are a suggestion sometimes.
Yeah, so I don't really know why sometimes they don't halt and they do halt. And
I think
this is a 1 minute chart right there. But anyways, that's all Birds, and it's starting to go. And I would think as long as you hold 15, basically 16 right there, this looks like clear sailings, and it's trying to go higher even right now, breaking through that $20, $21 mark. So I feel like you won't be happy if you hold on to this for too long, but it's been a nice move. And what am I to say that this can't go to $50 tomorrow? I have no idea there with Bird. And then Google continues to go higher as well, but I'm just going to take the opportunity now, just because it's a little slower in this market now. Flights from Toronto to Minneapolis came up as an ad. Can you see where I'm traveling to? And if I've been searching for flights or not. But right into there. So here we go. Broadcom. Up 4%. That was a good story today with who was getting the chips? Tesla and Broadcom coming together a little bit there for the chip fab as Tesla releases a new chip today. And we saw Tesla up right there, and I'm in that position. That's up 8% today for Tesla. JP Morgan, the one bank that's getting hit pretty good today. I'm not really sure why. Morgan's up 5%, which was a great gift for Morgan Stanley shareholders. That was a great long, and they take out all-time highs. Or anyways, I keep saying that, but I don't know because of, and I said that for Citigroup as well.
Yeah, the problem.
But I'm not. I have to go back and look at all those charts from 2008. Was ridiculous. Yeah. Very specific issues back then. I can't really remember what they were, but those issues back there in 2008. So just joking around. Of course, we know what they were. And then just looking to see what that next sort of trade's going to be over there for the financials. But not great times in this space, but today pretty good. Coinbase up 4.5% right there as well. The NASDAQ actually up 2.28%. So things are happening right now in the space, that's for sure. Caterpillar, so today not a great day. This is where I think the value is. I mean, we talk about, some stocks looking to make a difference. I think these names right here, Caterpillar, Lam Research, AMAT, Deere, you're going to need to rebuild a lot of what's happened. So Caterpillar could be involved there. If China can settle out as well.
It's still so high.
Yeah, no, it's definitely one of those names that has been well traded to the north side by many traders. I know you own it as well. So Caterpillar has just been a great,
I couldn't bring myself to buy the dip on this yet.
Buy the dip? Yeah,
look at the monthly on Caterpillar. I love the stock, but even I wouldn't pull the trigger up this high. But I think this is the kind of name you buy dips on. I think Deere might be a little bit better or closer to an area. Come on, closer to an area. Thank you. Where you will keep loading, where you might look to buy the dip.
Load.
At some point, there you go. Thank you. It's a little slow this afternoon. 550. This is Deere's nowhere near its highs when the market's coming back in to the tops. I think this one makes a little bit of sense. And I like Caterpillar more. That's what I hold. But I think Deere is going to present you with an opportunity. I don't know when their earnings are because I haven't really, again, I don't own them, so I haven't checked. But that could be the next catalyst. All right, so it's now 3:24, so another 10 minutes have passed. Looks like ASML is bouncing off VWAP, so I took, instead of waiting for 50s, I took another leg out at the volume weighted average price. And throw up the super chat from Rocket Maru.
Yeah, man, shout out, my guy. I don't know, I have no idea what that is.
Copenhagen something? I have no idea.
Oh yeah, Danish krooners or something?
I don't know what currency that is.
How do we, Fabian, how do we find out what currency that is? I don't know if YouTube, anyways, okay, we'll get that all figured out, regardless of the amount.
Colombian peso.
Boom, the Colombian pesos. Love that, man. Thank you so much. By the way, right now, we're almost $2 in the money on NVIDIA, but there it is. Thank each and every one of you at Trader TV Live. Yeah, I mean, we have an absolutely great team here. We've talked about that. I've really enjoyed trading with all of you. The education segments and the small cap trades are rocking. So there we go. Yes, we say a big shout out to Joe and Sharif for that. Yeah, great community.
Great
of course.
community.
We know that, and that's part of the reason why we started this show. Okay, so yeah, thanks Joe, thanks Sharif, everybody that's added so much, you know, to what we're doing here. I trade pretty much.
If that was Danish kernels, that would be.
Yeah, I pretty much. Yeah, I know it's like almost like what 1-to-1 or something like that. That'd be a nice little $100,000 super chat. That'd be nice. But yeah, don't. The amount Google takes money.
YouTube takes all that.
Yeah. Just send it cash. Just send it cash straight to me, and I'll deal
That's
with it.
why they look like that.
Only cash though, of course. But
it dropped like $2.
Yeah, I forget what I was going to say, but that's okay. But anyways, thank you so much to everybody for that. And oh yeah, I trade. I mean, I forget there was one crazy small cap name that we took like 1,000% on. But generally speaking, I'll trade a lot of the mega cap names. Neil's kind of both of everything. I think we all try to look at everything. And then the midday show is primarily small caps. So you want to thank Luis Barbado today for coming out as well. And I mean, here's the kind of mid-range cap name, Marvell. This is another name that just keeps getting extended out. I still am shocked we touched 138 again today. I'm bringing this up because right now, you've now seen, like I was like, oh, I'm going to get out of Marvell at 133, which so we did do some of that, right? But at the end of the day, that is now, in 2 days, we've seen this happen now. We've touched out at 138 now 2 days in a row, including a pre-market high of 139 yesterday. So just be careful with that. We saw I don't even know. I haven't seen what ASML has been doing this afternoon. So before
there was a good bounce.
All right, yeah. So it's still down 4%, but yeah, to Neil's point, it has bounced. But there's another example where you get a name that's been rocking. This looks like Marvell actually from here to here. There's the high, comes back in, makes another high. Now Marvell's doing it on back-to-back days, but there we go. And then here again on earnings, and then a little bit of a drop down. So what goes up does come down as people continue to take profits. So that would be another look there. That's for me. I mean, NVIDIA, we just took another piece out. Oh, wow. Okay, there it is at VWAP. So you know what I got to do? Hit offer, enter when we see that. And there we go. We take another piece out as it just hits another key level. So far, so good here as we just make 2 trades today. And in total right now, look, we have not that many shares on this, but we're still happy with where this is going. We'll see if we can hold it all the way. This is the first trade of the day. This happened at 9:30, and it's going to come out at 4 o'clock, it looks like. So an all-day trade there on Tesla.
Auction.
Wish we held, yeah, we could auction it. Wish we held the whole amount, but there goes Tesla straight to the upside. And then the trade that we all had this afternoon was, that I had this afternoon that we talked about was NVIDIA down there. So yeah, man, so far so good as we just continue to count down the hours until I'm out of here. Counting down the minutes now. And then we got to do, Joe's still hanging around. So he had his lunch. So at 3:40, we're going to do rate that lunch.
Yes.
Okay, Joe's waiting around.
So good.
Looks like a boxer over there. So we're gonna do rate that lunch. Neil has a obvious opinion that we've already had there, but we don't have the rating yet. So that will come very, very soon. Chicken it was. Greek lemon herbed chicken was. And I'll remind everybody.
Oh, is that what the seasoning was?
You know what I should do? I should take a picture and then we should review it. Like 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 7, 1. Yeah.
Oh,
so Fabian wants us to do like a countdown where we all. Yeah, exactly. So we'll figure that out. But anyways. All right. So yeah, NVIDIA right there at. I mean, look, you can go the low of the move. I'm not gonna say low of the day. Oh, it is the low of the day actually. Low of the day into VWAP. Pat yourself on the back. Shout out to all my WWE fans and Barry Horowitz right there with this NVIDIA trade. And there it goes. Shout out to Stone Cold who would whoop his you-know-what just for fun on those house shows. So shout out to Stone Cold right there, and my man Joe to the left of us. But yeah, there's NVIDIA to VWAP. I think it's a good area to start taking some out. We did do a video on VWAP that's doing quite well. You might want to go find that.
Speaking of VWAP, there was something I meant to say, but I
mean, send me the link to that video.
And I should have said this. You've heard me say a million times, reversion to VWAP. Bounce reversion up to the volume-weighted average price. Reversion from the high down to the volume-weighted average price. There are times when you have to be able to look at something and just know that it's a bit different, and you can't have the same. You just change your targets. Like your rules are the same, but you're not necessarily expecting a VWAP retracement. Because Tesla was a really good example of that. Like there was no way that Tesla was going to trend this way that I wasn't going to take a shot at shorting it at some point. But sometimes it's just really, really strong. And you just can't be thinking about, well, usually I think these go to the volume-weighted average price, and it looked like it was clean, it accelerated. The big-time buyers showed up on the bid. Where else would they show up? They can't show up on the offer. And it was just sort of, yeah, this is nonsensical. You should get out of Dodge. And then the other one I talked about was like not Live Nation.
What was it?
Shoe company.
Bird. All birds.
Yeah, we're all birds. Just was a no-fly zone for me. 100%. No-fly zone. They never work. They never work for me. So I'm done with ever trying to short those because it doesn't make any sense. And I feel like the best shorting opportunities on these types of stocks tend to happen after the fact. It's like the day after, or when it makes an obvious like double top, and then when everyone's given up on it, that is when it's somewhat reasonable. So by the way, SMR's bounced off VWAP, so I'm just gonna tighten up the stop. I'm not going to give it back into the high. This one got to VWAP and decided it didn't want to go any further, so I now have half out, and I'll get the rest at VWAP if I can, and then we just move the stop a little bit tighter, and do not want to turn that into an L. And then SMCI is basically doing the same thing, like clawing its way up to VWAP. I still have the order just sitting there. So this one also broke trend. Too late. I was way too late to shorting this because it was a VWAP trade right here at 11:30. Should have been it there and then reloading there. And that was about it. I don't think you could have had any other shortness, maybe in here as well. So we'll see. I love the fact that the market is doing what we all expect. Well, not everybody. What precisely 83.6% of us, or the viewers, voted and said it would do, which is hold on to the highs. So you can still vote. I haven't closed it yet. We'll probably close it in the next, I don't know, like 5-10 minutes. Because once you get to the end of the day, it's like, what's the point? You know what's going to happen in the last 10-15 minutes. Very unlikely you'll move too far there. But overwhelmingly, our viewers are bullish, thinking that the SPY will hold on to this all-time high. There's nothing overnight outside of some kind of Iran headline that I think would scare us. No major earnings that we have to worry about. All systems go. And as said before, we haven't talked enough about some of the names that are just starting to get going. Like Apple's up 2.6%, and it's like no one even cares. I haven't seen anyone even mention this name. It's through the 50, gonna close, I think, in a new breakout here for Apple. And it just goes to show, like, how many times have we seen this exact thing with Apple? A negative story hits, and then that day is literally the best dip buy you could have for the next two or 3 weeks. And it'll always be something along lines of iPhone demand, blah, 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 or this release is disappointing or whatever. In this particular case, they said the Fold. The Fold was having production concern. Like, look what the stock did. And then look what it did after. Just gap up and then hold, and then go. Sometimes you got to be able to just jump on the bid sometimes when a good company has that happen.
The Fold ain't having no problems. I don't want to get the Fold anyways. Okay, we just talked about the VWAP video right there. So if you are interested in it, you just got to go to our YouTube playlist page. So you go to our home, you just go to Trader TV Live here on YouTube. It's pretty simple. Playlists, and then we have a bunch of different stuff over here. You know, when we had Joe Rogan on the show, there's a playlist right there for him. And then if you come over here, this is where the education starts. This is the trading education. So, you know, Neil and I have talked about doing this, of course, and we've done it numerous times here for you guys. And this was the VWAP video education talk from yesterday. So if you guys were interested in doing that, you can go and have a look. Why buy VWAP, the trap, perfect setups, stop guessing. Like, it looks like I'm guessing. I got to grow that beard back again. I don't know what I'm doing here, but go over, check that out. I'll drop this playlist right now into the chat, and you guys can go.
Is there only one picture for me? You gotta take some.
You're just a happy guy over here, Neil, so don't worry about that. But there you go. So, you know, go support us. I'll drop that in the chat right now, and you guys can go have a look at those lists. And it's funny because I got a note from my brother yesterday out of the blue, and he's like, oh, great, now I know exactly what VWAP is. And I was like, okay, so...
You didn't know before?
Yeah, he's just joking around, I believe. He traded with us before.
I mean, he traded on our floor.
Yeah, no. And it's just funny because, so there you go, Ramin. It worked. It must have hit whatever his algorithm is right there. So shout out to my bro, who's born the same day as me, but a year.
Well, the guy wasn't the VWAP video, but actually one of our older RSI videos, the trader I was talking to last night was discussing that one. It's not just the recent ones we've been doing. You saw on that page. There's a wealth of other educational videos we have, like interviews, lots of fun stuff. I don't know if the Sam Bankman, I don't know if the Sam Bankman-Fried thing's in there when we had him on. I don't know if some of the guests are going to be on there, but for sure, it's all about education.
There's different playlists.
The other thing that's pretty cool is jump in the chat and be like, hey, why don't you guys do a video on this? I'm always interested in learning about X or Y. Why not? Like, it never hurts us. I tell my others all the time, if you want something,
let us know.
You got to ask for it. If you're not willing to ask for the things, like, what's the worst that they could just say no or they could not do it? And then
I'll show someone here.
Exactly where you were before.
Here we go.
That's the worst that can happen.
Let me show you what the worst could happen is. Okay, here we go. Hold on a second here. Okay, here we go. What's up, Mr. Here, let's see what this one is. All right, here's a suggestion. Best way to control emotions to what? Okay, no. Okay, I didn't read that one before. All right, see, that's it. No. So we say no to that. You see how easy that is right there? Yeah, so that's why I was going to say, when Neil says put whatever suggestion you want in there, instantly I was thinking like, okay, how to do squats. We have Sharif around here, different things like that.
I've never tried, no.
How do you go schlong? That's short and the long at the same time. You could figure that out yourself as well. But you know what? One video that we may want to talk about is, how the hell do you have $30 winners? And the answer, preparation. And I told that to my friend. We got someone in my, a friend that obviously that we know messaged me today and goes, holy shit. And it was just like, and I just sent him the sticky note. I'm like, bro, this is what it is, right? I mean, this is what we're doing here every single day. I wrote down on the sticky note 364. Now, obviously the action, that's the fill that we have. So the action that's happened since then, you can't, I wish that crystal ball, was working. Mine's broken right now, but if it was working, then I would have known that this was eventually what was going to happen. But it's just about preparation, and it's just like, as long as you, like I said, I only have 2 trades today, okay? And if you look in here on the profile, you'll see right here that these 2 trades all are stemming from, there's Tesla, there's SMR on my watch list, there's Nike, we haven't even talked about Nike, and then there's NVIDIA. So I only have 2 trades on today, and it's Tesla and it's NVIDIA. And that's what I'm doing. And there's the 364 long, and it's just like it came in. We got that trade. It went against us. I mean, we took it right away in the open, as it was a little bit of a risky trade because we opened up the day. We were at 367. We wrote down we like this 364 area. Yesterday's closing price. Sometimes you got to take it out, put it on the table, and we did that there. And then boom, right there to the upside, and maybe potentially thinking about getting out now at 294 for that $30 winner right there on Tesla. And oh boy, what a great trade to start the vacation with. And that's what you got to do, right? And everyone's completely different. Like we said, I think you're about 10 symbols. I think Joe is 5 or 6. Sharif is 5 or 6. I'm just today 2. And most days it'll be maybe a handful, 3 or 4. And it's just a matter of what sets up. And if some days, man, you could get, like for you, trading that many, you got setups. And if the setups are there.
If you're a mean reversion trader.
Is that what?
It's very.
Well, I hate pigeonholing, like what kind of a trader, but I get it. That's OB.
It's a setup that I've always liked. It's one that I've applied to like when I was a penny stock trader. Back in like 2003 to like, I don't know, it was like 03 to 05, whatever the heck it was. But when I did that, I did it back then. And so it's always been something that I've liked. And the truth of the matter is, you will hop around from one mean revert to another. Like SMCI turns at the bottom, you take a shot at that one, you go over to, we were just in, I keep saying Live Nation, but it was SMR. Live Nation had the news on it, that's why I keep saying it. SMR broke trend, it gets to VWAP, which usually I like, but then get out, break even when it bounces. Tesla was a good example, like Tesla makes a move like that, you're gonna take a shot at Tesla for sure. One shot, prior high stopped. Popping tail wick, like take that one to the downside. Like they're all gonna be, but it's not all, it shouldn't be, I shouldn't say only that, because I also like crypto for the short. Like I like the VWAP short on BMNR, that lost. And I took another one on a trend break, so this was a trend break trade, and I grabbed that one there. You wait for it to set up. I had IBIT, but IBIT was more of a structured trade that I happened to like for sure. And again, you just sort of have to find what works for you and what you like. And at the end of the day, as long as what you do works for you, then that's all you should care about. And if I'm gonna keep saying Live Nation, I should double check, yeah, it's still down. 5% lower. And where did it bounce to? Any guesses? You guys can't even see the wick. Now you can see. Where did this bounce to? Right to the volume weighted average price to the low of the day. This is way too late. Yeah, this is ugly looking for them. I don't know if there's any bounce spots on the daily, but it did bounce. It bounced off the 50 period on the daily, so at least there's that you could hang your hat on. 10 minutes till the imbalances come in. I still have the eyes on NEO. It didn't really grow. It's still the same 3.5 million that it was before. If it comes out bigger, I like the short. If it comes out at the same number that everyone's looking at, that's not as exciting to me. But it is the only one with any size. Like Snapchat, 1.3 million, a $5 stock. You need to be pretty big and balanced if you're that cheap. And there's nothing on those Amex names. There's nothing on the Amex that's over 500,000 shares. So whatever everyone's doing there, it hasn't been the close lately, I don't think.
Yeah. I just messaged my wife that I'm almost in vacation mode right there. So she's back. Hair did, nails did. What's the other thing? All hair done, nails done, everything big. Yeah, so that's all done now. And I saw... I got the note about that. So
everything big.
It's a little expensive to get the cut and color done around here. Yeah,
Erin got her braids done. It was 3.5 hours yesterday.
Yeah, but probably so that should be at least. I mean, I would say that's probably at least $200. I would think.
I'd have to. You know what?
Yeah,
I can check. I'll check the credit card after.
Yeah,
I honestly. It's not that I shouldn't know. I literally don't know. She got blue this time.
Oh, nice.
And the difference, like, so Sia, well, she's not here. Sia said that it took like 45 minutes for hers.
So you got to find out who's doing it.
But like the difference is like Erin's hair, obviously way more curly, and that's the real big difference.
Is
like,
it?
I think it is a big difference.
I think it's a texture.
It's exactly like the hair type. Because my first thing was like 45 minutes. Maybe we're going to the wrong person, but no, it is literally just about. It's just harder to do. Yeah. Ever. She's so patient with it. I don't have that kind of. I don't think I.
I think like Marissa. I think it was 2 to 3 hours. I think they just get used to it, and it's just like it's like when I go. Obviously, I have no hair. Obviously, welcome to the club, everybody. It's just like I'm like five minutes, but it's more talking to the barber there. But when you find somebody,
I enjoy talking to my barber.
Exactly.
I don't know if I'm trying to talk to my barber for 3 hours.
That's the other thing. But I think when you're getting color,
love you, Keith, but
cut and all that kind of
stuff.
stuff.
At some point, it's like, what are we talking about?
Yeah. Okay. What is tomorrow's trade? Good question. I won't be here tomorrow, so you will have Joe and Neil here tomorrow.
PayPal
so get ready
continuation is one of the things I'm looking at. But I don't know, I've probably already mentioned. I did already mention this, so that's nothing new. Like PayPal's on a recent breakout, like the hold of the 50, the break. I like the momentum here. But the thing is, you've got like breakout, consolidation day. You have to be, it's tricky on a consolidation day because then you might get the whole pull back into a prior high. Well, if I see that, like it might just end up a day where it's only a 1% range on PayPal, but I like the continuation play there. I don't know where else I'll be looking. You can always just go back to the well. Like I feel like SMR here, just looking at the structure of this, I know it was a reversion short, but the structure was really good. Like when it dipped, it pulled back into the prior high and then held higher. So that looks pretty solid for a continuation. Those are two names off the top of my head that I'm immediately going to be looking at because I like the setups on them.
I'm trying to find. I went over to our playlist. I don't find it. There was one playlist where it was for stalking the streets. I used to go on the street and talk to everybody. I went to my barber and talked to him about some fun things with At that time, Fahad and I were doing those things, but I don't see it now. So, okay.
There's a lot of stuff that I thought would have been on that page that isn't.
Yeah, exactly. Thank you so much, Turkish Trades. Yeah, we will be enjoying it. It will be back on next Thursday. So I'm gone Thursday to Thursday, God willing. We'll be back and ready to rock and roll one more time. There it is. So now there it is. We need a new button, Fabian. It's a $30 club right there. So there's Tesla. I'm not going to hit this 30 times, but there you go. You can now timestamp it. Adara has a great memory. Adara, it is April the 15th. So the next time someone asks, hey, has anybody had a $30 winner here? We can say April the 15th. Right there, Tesla. We've done something like this before. This is not the biggest trade. The biggest trade we had was that SLV trade. We talked about that over and over again. But this one, just because we're not holding as much, and we didn't put on like a huge amount of shares down there. We took it real early, but obviously when it went out, it went out. Okay, yeah, more super chats. Hopefully it's not like that suggestion that I put up there last time. Okay, I will be missed. Well, I'll be missing you guys. Thank you. That's very kind of you to say that. Thank you for the awesome trade ideas. Yes, never's talking like that. It'll be a 10 out of 10. Yes, it will be. And I'm going with all three kids. So it's going to be a good one, and yeah, we needed to have some good trades on to support the trip. And you would think that my 14-year-old is basically like a travel agent. He's been looking at the hotel. He knows pretty much every single thing about it. He knows about like there's this cliff you can jump off of, and there's like this whole thing, and he's ready to rock and roll. So. We're excited for it, and the families. I just wanted to treat. Our schedule is so. This is the only weekend. This is going to sound insane. This is the only weekend all year that we have nothing booked.
Yeah, that's kind
like that is like, and I'm already missing. I also coach high level Little League. So I'm a head coach in both the house league and then the rep team, the travel team. So it's so super busy. We had to do it now, and even as this is happening, we're getting games like things that are popping in our calendar now for this weekend. So we're actually kind of sad because we will be missing a little bit of hockey. Oh, I have a hockey stick getting delivered here. So if a big ass box comes.
Well, I think I'll be able to tell if it's...
Yeah, because I didn't want to have it delivered to the house.
It's probably a little obvious.
Not going to be there.
If we can't figure out what a hockey stick looks like when it's wrapped up.
Anyways, guys, it'll be a
fun.
You
have to take that, I don't know, family vacation.
You have to. I mean, you guys, you go every year
we're sticklers about it. One of the biggest regrets early in my trading career was, like when I didn't have I had all the free time in the world, didn't have the busy life, and I did zero traveling my first 10 years of working. I mean, literally zero. I went on one trip, and it was because some friend had a destination wedding. Like I did a couple of road trips with the
I was there
for a couple of days.
Imagine that. It's the only trip I was at. So you're talking about the friend destination wedding.
It was.
So
you gotta enjoy life. I remember I had some university buddies that went to Egypt, and I was like, nah, man, I don't want to miss a week of trading. And I look back on it now, and it's like, they talk about it all the time. I feel like a jackass that I.
Life is way too short.
His life is way too short not to enjoy it.
Yeah, and I've never taken. I mean, we went to Rome, but we've never. As I said, the only beach we saw was in Miami. Shout out to Nelson in the chat. Thank you so much for hooking us up there at Fontainebleau over there. I don't even know how you pronounce it. Bleu. There is now in Vegas. There is a. Casino there now for that, but that was awesome. And I did not go to Live, the nightclub there. We were with the kids, and we did not do that. So
But
I thought I saw Rick Ross. I swear to God, when I was there. You can ask Marissa. I was like, I think that's Rick Ross over there.
We had a buddy who did a bachelor party in Miami, and we were there. We went to the steakhouse right next to Live. We came out.
Yeah, we ate at that steakhouse. It's a great
one. It's fantastic. Yep. It's a great place. I forget the name of it, but it's a great place to eat. And the vibe was unreal. And we're like, we've got to go in to Live. And then basically the guy, like the bouncer told us what it was going to cost. And like half of the group was like, no. And then the more important, my thing was the guy whose bachelor party it was wanted to go. And so my whole thing was like, we're here for him, and he said he wants us to go in. Like, what are we doing? This is like one of the last, like we're not, you get married once.
The funny thing is this guy is like the richest guy I know as well.
Yes. I'm like,
he's this crazy doctor now.
Yes.
Yeah. He could probably buy Live if he wanted to, realistically.
And then, of course, we had a friend that 1 week after we didn't go to Live was down there and went to Live, and of course, never stopped talking about how absolutely lit it was. But you could tell because the outside of the club is crazier than the inside of any club I've ever been to in my life. Like you're in the lobby of a hotel.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. Like we were walking by with the kids, and all of a sudden it's like, I think my son was probably like 10 years old. He's like looking. He's like, okay, this is what people are wearing, and it's like,
outside. The people that can't get in is better than any club I've ever been to my whole life.
It's insane.
And we didn't go. We have 1 minute to the imbalances. We're gonna go to Adara, and we'll come right back. Probably nothing, but we'll see.
I'll be brief, guys. Just be aware here. Keep an eye on USO in the market, seeing reports that Iran is apparently signalizing a compromise in talks with the U.S. They're saying that they could potentially retain control over their side of the Strait of Hormuz, so Iran's side, rather, while also allowing ships to transit safely. And apparently this will also create a partial reopening rather than a full lifting of restrictions. So again, partial reopening reportedly in consideration here in the U.S.-Iran talks. Back to you.
Thank you, Adair. So 20 seconds till imbalances. Ion Q is now 2.6 million on the early look, so that actually popped up.
Getting out some more NVIDIA.
Nokia. Hey, speaking of NVIDIA, NVIDIA has a.
Well, it's not out yet. How could
but the imbalances are out in 7 seconds. This one is 2.3 million to the sell side. Nokia, Snapchat, early look 1.1, QBTS, but these are all going to change. Right now.
There it is. Yes, NVIDIA.
Right now. NVIDIA, I see Amazon as the biggest at 1.1, Intel 1.3, Tesla, sell of 1.2 million shares. Still not seeing NVIDIA. Chewy, who cares about Chewy? QBTS, the buy 800,000. Yeah, no NVIDIA, but it doesn't really matter. Probably a little bit mixed, I'd guess. And overall, we're probably leaning to the buy side. There's NVIDIA. That wasn't there before.
NVIDIA ripped up a little bit.
Yeah, that took, sometimes what'll happen is it takes a second or two, but it did just pop up. There's 3.2 million to the buy side. I just hopped out of, SMCI gave me a small pop, probably on the 1.2 million buy imbalance, but it didn't get to VWAP. Got almost, but not quite. So NVIDIA, 3.2 million, that could be one of those flip trades if it's close enough to an even dollar.
Yeah, I am just going to take this out on Tesla here because why not? It did have a huge move up into 394. We can wait to see if we do get that 394 level, and we'll see if it does come through. And if not, that's fine. 394, we'll wait to see. I mean, as we have these imbalances just popping around, we do take advantage of that NVIDIA. We just have a real small piece left, just to see if it does extend out. I mean, it got up to 199 almost there, and we took an out at 199.60s, so small piece left for NVDA, one name that we didn't talk about at all today. At least I have not even called this up. Shout out to my good friend Alex Karp and Palantir. As I don't know if someone was in there buying it today. Hello?
Kathy only buys going down.
Yeah, I'm back. No, I'm gone tomorrow. Back. Yeah, week Thursday. Okay, bye. So Kathy there. You're going to find out tomorrow, but in there, you see Palantir, nice little move to the upside right there, bouncing off of the 200-period moving average. We'll see how that works out for everybody there, but it looks like it may work out, right? I mean, it's a nice little move higher for Palantir, up 5%. And again, like, this could be one of those names, where you look back and, you see, why didn't we buy at 130? Like, it came down here, hang out a little bit. Then you get that whoosh moment there as Burry and everybody else, they're not long enough, so they're hitting the stock down so they can get long. And then there it is, 130 has been the chosen level for PLTR. For now, I think this is a really risky name to think about looking at or trying to call bottoms or anything like that, because Palantir still has a crazy PE, and if valuation starts coming into effect. We saw Costco get really hit on PE worries. You see a little bit of that happening with Walmart. So I am worried, obviously, about that. So potentially getting a little out there on this space, and we can see what happens after that. But Palantir 130 looks like a good dip buy opportunity if you're able to get it. And today you could not have gotten it, but you could have got, in and around here, 135, 136, nice upside play there for PLTR.
And we forgot, we did talk about HIMS. We never found a story. It was just a bunch of social media chatter for HIMS, and it's going to close adjacent to the highs or close enough to the highs, 12%. This was another example of, you got to pick and choose. Like I was talking about how I liked in particular PayPal, but this is literally the exact same setup. Higher low, breaking the 50 period. There's so many names that are like this where the market gets to the high and they're just now trying to break out of absolute bottoms. Nike would be an example of that. Hims, we already mentioned PayPal. SoFi, well, SoFi's not at any lows. I mean, SoFi counts, but if you go, like, SoFi's nowhere near some of its base lows. That was closer to like $7 or $8, but that's going to close above the 50-period moving average on SoFi. If I hadn't bought Robinhood, I'd probably be buying SoFi, but I've already made that. And I kind of made that decision. Is what it is. What'll end up happening is it'll be like exactly the same. It like wouldn't have mattered.
Oh shit, we missed it. What's for lunch? Okay, so we did.
Still 5 minutes.
No, but we were supposed to do it earlier. We could do it right at 4.
It doesn't matter.
Let's do it at 4.
I thought we were doing it at the end.
No, I was going to do it at 3:40. I was going to do it, but
okay.
the market's open. We'll do it at the end. Okay, so just again, I was looking at the time. I was like, oh my god, it's 3:55 already. Okay, yeah, I did some selling today of Intel, so we were able to get out. Just talking about again, trying to make sure that we get out of some profitable trades. 64.50. Or 64.75, again, went up to $66, but we did sell a little bit there. Got a little bit out on our Intel position, just it's gone parabolic, and we did a little bit of selling as well in M to the RVL there. So we got out some Marvell as well yesterday. So those are a couple trades there that we got in and out of. And looking to do the same, there was another stock. It was Google. Oh no, it was Amazon. It was Amazon. This was the sort of the joke. I made this the vacation. We had bought Amazon real low. I think it must have been down into here at one point. I said, this is our vacation stock heading into the new year, and we didn't. Oh no, it was before this. It wasn't the tariff time. It must have been
Amazon was well into last year.
Yeah, that vacation talk was well.
That was a while back.
Yeah, so right now, and I didn't sell any of it, but we are going. I think it's about time. I mean, you already made this move up to 240 right there back last January. This is January of 25. So we already made that move, and you fell all the way back into 170. Obviously, we had tariffs, but that can happen at any time. Like, you could get a scare like this at any time. We don't really know. That's the whole point of the market and news, right? We don't know where it's going to come from. But right there, now you're back there. You made another move back down, and now you're here again. So I'd hate to see this kind of an action happen. Great for long term. You may not want to sell it, but if you're thinking the market is a little excited now, I don't think you're wrong there. So now 5 minutes left. And yeah, that is what it is. I'm still waiting for 199.50 here on NVIDIA. Let's see if we can get that 199.50. That's where I'm offering on NVDA.
And well, you probably would have noticed if you're watching the bounce locator, NVIDIA paired off half. It was 3.4 or whatever it was. Now 1.5 to the buy side for that. Most of the things paired, with the exception of QBTS. So D-Wave is the one that ended up holding its buy and balance. That's near the highs as well. I guess it was yesterday, I suppose, was Quantum Day, and now 2 days in a row. This is a little bit far gone. It's the same setup, but way too far gone, because if you buy that one at close or buy that one at open tomorrow, you're going to be 10 to 12% away from support at the 50 period. I like the ones that are a little bit closer. I just saw this, and I'm not even sure what it means. So that I'm going to ask the Juno Show. Forget what's for lunch, what's for wrist. What's for wrist?
I know what he means, but I'm only wearing my Apple Watch these days. How about next week? When I get back the week after that, I'll go 5 days in a row. I'll put something on the wrist, and you guys can tell me which one you like the best, if that's what you mean.
Oh, if that's
because we did have that.
No, that does make sense.
We did have Kevin O'Leary on a couple of times. We always talk about what's on the wrist.
I was anchored to thinking about food because we're talking about lunch, so I was just like, what are we talking about? For my, I only ever wear one watch when I'm trading. Like the first thing that I bought myself when I had a good check trading, because in addition to not traveling, I would never spend any money on myself either. And I was in the West Indies, and we have a friend who collects watches, and that's the thing he does. And I was in a jewelry store, and he basically was, anyways, he had told me something about how cheap jewelry is relative to in Canada and the US if you're in the West Indies. So I'm in this store, and I'm like, okay, well, whatever. Mm-hmm. At the time, I was like, I should buy myself something, and I have no clue what I'm doing. So I called him up. And he's literally on the trading floor. He's probably sitting next to you at the time. And I was just telling him everything I was seeing. And then he goes, buy this one. And he was like, it was a tag. And he's like, that's the best value relative to what it's worth here. And he's like, if you're smart, you'll buy 3 or 4 of them and sneak them back over. And I'm like, well, I'm not doing that because I don't want to get caught. Probably should have and would have paid for it. But Yeah, it's like I consider it like a lucky charm kind of thing, even though I'm not superstitious. I only ever wear the one.
I'm not superstitious yet. I think it's lucky.
To me, it's like it's just one of it was the reminder of that first check for myself.
Yeah. Likewise. I think most of the clothing that you'll see me wearing is at least 7 to 10 years old. I have spent zero money on myself, but have been lucky in the past to collect some pretty nice pieces. And again, that same friend hooked me up with my first Breitling. So we may be wearing a Breitling next time you see me. Okay, so yeah, man, all good. We got to get out of some NVIDIA right here as well to close out the show. But thanks everybody for watching. We do have, in less than 1 minute, we have Rate the Lunch. So that's coming out very, very soon. So we're really proud of giving you guys that segment, and that'll be happening just momentarily there, Rate the Lunch. And then we will have, I'm going to get out of Tesla right there. It looks like it'll turn out to be a $28 winner there as we get it out on Tesla right there at the end of the day, as we didn't get out into the imbalances, which we probably should have. There it is, a nice move down with only 30 seconds left to go. What a good day. I'll have obviously my best day of the month here today, and we'll just continue to hold out fort on the vacay, and then we'll be back next week. Joe will be in this seat all week with Neil, so you guys are going to be real lucky there to have Joe in here next week with Neil, starting tomorrow. So that's good. With only 5 seconds to go, thanks everybody. And it looks like the NASDAQ right here will go out at a new record high. So the NASDAQ as well today. I'm going to go over both of these. NASDAQ and the SPY. Although, let me double check the NASDAQ. The Qs have to be 630. Oh, wow. The Qs had to be 637.01 was the past high. 637.01, the past high. So we have a new all-time high on the NASDAQ there today. And we have a new all-time high on the S&P 500 as well, as they all continue to go a little upside. Silver today, I'm going to hurry this up, man. I got to get home. Right there, down. I'm going to be in Mississauga tonight for hockey. Silver right now down 0.32. Gold, we're just looking at GLD and SLV here. And gold flat-ish on the day, I believe. Load, down 1%. And then finally, let's have a quick look at what Wagwan with oil right there, down 0.25%. Okay, today's lunch. Let's review it. Okay, so this is what was for lunch. Again, we have this great segment. The boys will continue it in my absence, obviously. Mediterranean lemon and herb chicken with garlic roasted potatoes, roasted vegetables, and yes, was not a Greek salad. Although I really liked it. I really liked the salad. I think the salad was real good and real fresh and everything like that.
The salad was fine. I gobbled it up and it was great. But it's just if it's a Greek theme, it should be a Greek salad. So the salad.
You'd rather just not even see the theme.
No, it's just why bother doing the theme if you're not going to actually have the theme? But the chicken, I've got to be real about the chicken. It was barely seasoned and it was pretty dry. Mm-hmm. But the salad was great. The vegetables were fantastic. There was nothing wrong with the potatoes. So I can't give it like a too nasty of a score. I'll give it like a 6.7. Sorry, no, I'm not 6.6. A 6.6, but that's mostly held on because of the vegetables and the salad, not the chicken at all.
I'm going to go under 5 because honestly, that chicken, to me, it was a little too tough. And we eat chicken a lot at my house, and that would not pass. So for me, it would probably be a 3 on today. If the protein is like that, it's a hard pass. Adara, is it too late for you? Yesterday you didn't want to rate because it was too late in the day.
Here's the thing. I still don't think I'm going to give a 1 out of 10 rating because I don't really feel that's something I want to do, but I will comment on how I enjoyed the food. I found some tomatoes that seemed of quality in my salad. Though I did like the chicken. I thought the chicken was fine. The potatoes were fine. It was a lunch, and I was happy to have it.
Yeah, okay.
Is it 1 out of 10?
I thought I heard.
Yeah, well, she's not going to do ratings. She's just going to level of enjoyment. So,
level of enjoyment, 1 out of 10, though.
No, I'm not rating my enjoyment.
Okay.
I'm just going to comment on my thoughts on the food. I'll be like a food blogger, not a food
started off by saying.
I'm not a Yelp. I am not a Yelp.
She's not a Yelp, Joe.
Okay.
All right, what's up, Joe?
You guys ready for this?
Apparently not.
Not really.
I didn't have the lunch today.
Okay, well then let's go. Let's go. All right, let's wrap this thing up. All right,
hold on, man.
All right,
finish now. We're gonna wrap it up.
Well, man, because this is rating the lunch.
I indulged too much in the breakfast that I had no appetite for the lunch. I ate my salad, but I did not have the chicken. That quiche had me feeling some type of way.
The quiche was like this big.
I give
How
the
many
quiche
did you have?
2 thumbs down as
Get
well.
out of here,
Always
Joe.
gets a 10 out of 10. The quiche always gets a 10 out of 10. The only
Oh, now
thing I
we're
will
rating
rate-
stuff. Okay. Okay, so here we
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
This is what I have to
like,
put up
come
with
on,
on a
man.
daily basis
Like,
around
you
here,
just have to
everybody.
participate,
All right,
man.
everybody, enjoy your time with Neil and Joe and Adair and the rest of the crew. It's been great. Thank you for all the well wishes. We're gonna have a fantastic time.
Enjoy the
Great
vacation.
show today. Yes, and we'll work on our rating systems when we get back. Ciao, everybody.